how to deal with the word, how to answer according to the Lord's will, not your own leaning on your own understanding.
And if I could say, like that whole basically being able to avoid questions, this is like skillfully dodging questions, because the Esau and their programs, their whole thing in their interview is to try to trip you up. Yeah. They're basically trying to catch you in some shit or look for a headline or something. Yeah, so and so said this. That's their whole thing. But guess who was best at cutting people in the spirit? Yahushua was good at turning the table and avoiding questions. Mm-hmm. Oh, well, look, you trying to trip me up, but I'm already 2 steps ahead of you.
Yep. Mm-hmm. So when his purpose was beyond answering a few individuals' questions. Mm-hmm. You know, you got that in Psalms real quick. Hold that and go to.
This is Psalms chapter 18, verse 34. Right. It says, "He teacheth my hands to war, so that a bow of steel is broken by mine arm."
Now, people who use this, and you see the Lord use, we could get carnal. Because it tells us in Ecclesiastes, the 9th chapter, the 18th verse, that what? Wisdom is greater than any weapon of war. Mm-hmm. So he teaches us how to deal with the sword, how to move around, precept upon precept, here a little, there a little. That's how you defeat your enemy at this time.
That's right.
All right? Not with your own $1 million words. That's why polite is not getting anywhere with his cause. Yeah. He got a $1 billion vocabulary. But a McDonald's wisdom.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
You know? He don't have in this time to get the people activated and ready for what's to come. All right? You got to pick one.
This is Titus chapter 1, verse 9. It says, holding fast the faithful word as he has been taught, that he may be able by sound doctrine both to exhort and to prevent the gangster. And this is the scripture is how we fix it. You know, if we're not according to the scripture, man, we're not fixing that. You know, the moment in time you start veering off to the left, because the scripture says lean out on your understanding, and that's when you get caught, man. You know, just like the brother was speaking about how you can, dodge questions. Basically, you can control whatever situation it is.
That's right. Should be good now.
Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse 24.
Yeah, I had to listen to it.
It says, "For many are deceived by their own vain opinion, and evil suspicion have overthrown their judgment."
Read that again, brother.
Ecclesiastes chapter 3, 24. I think I'll start at 23. It says, "Be not curious in unnecessary matters, for more things are shown unto thee than men understand."
And see, that's that's a spirit right there. Like when ISUPK, Yohana, and all these different camps, when they should have been focusing in on Israel, no, they want to go to the side niggas picnics. They want to throw picnic parties. That's why the elders and apostles was cursing out that spirit years ago. This ain't about cookouts. This ain't about picnics. Because when it's showtime, you supposed to be ready. See, y'all was just niggas that had talent, like a lot of players, but when it's game time, you wanted them in the gym running. So by the 3rd and 4th quarter, you giving up, you wheezing.
Yep.
And a lot of y'all are wheezing in the spirit. Take it out. All right, keep going.
It says, verse 24, "For many are deceived by their own vain opinion."
And all Yohana spoke in that video was opinion, man. We have enemies, but personally, like I say, per se, come on, man.
We're against those that are against black people.
Let it yay be yay and nay be nay.
Right.
You have an enemy? Yes, we have enemies. We have more enemies than people that are with us.
Right.
That attack.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Right. A lot of people were saying that.
Yeah.
You go to Salaki.
You got it, bro.
Yeah. If you go to certain news videos, the comments, people was like, man, look, man, it's a setup.
We don't believe
it's a government setup. We don't believe it.
Yeah.
You know
what I'm saying? They questioning the narrative that the media is putting out already.
Most people's problem with us, think about it. For these brothers that's been around years ago, everybody's biggest problem with us, what's the solution? What we say? Have faith. That make everybody mad.
Yeah.
We just tell everybody, hey, just have faith and have patience and wait on the Lord. Nah, man, we gotta do something.
Mm-hmm.
We're not even a do something kind of people. This is our doing.
Right.
But everybody hates us.
Right.
But now you wanna blame us for doing something that's not even in our that's not even our wiring.
Right. It's not our MO.
That's not even our MO. So which one is it?
Yeah, right.
All right, keep going.
It says, for many are deceived by their own vain opinion, and an evil suspicion hath overthrown their judgment. Got what he was saying.
Oh, that evil suspicion. They're coming at us and you feeling a certain way about it. So now that's throwing off of your judgment. Right? That's it on that. Go ahead. Yes, sir.
It's Sirach or Ecclesiastes, chapter 39, verse 1. But he that giveth his mind to the law of the Most High and is occupied in the meditation thereof will seek out the wisdom of all the ancient.
Yeah. Yohana's wisdom is not according to the scriptures. And it's showing. See, that's why we give double honors to our apostles and elders. Because why? They warned us of the wolf in sheep's clothing. All right,
I kind of
keep
feel
going.
a little. I feel a little.
And be occupied in prophecy.
And Yohana, man, when was the last time anybody, I'm channeling the elders and the apostles, when's the last time somebody seen Yohana on the highways and byways?
Right.
How you been over and hold your head?
It might have been, it's almost 10, I can't remember the last time I seen Yohana on the highways and byways.
I wonder what does
Right?
that.
This guy only shows up
It's like
to speak when it involves media because he's a media whore. Attention whore.
And then got the opportunity to use
I
his
had
mind
like a
and drop the
bottle or
fucking
two.
ball.
No,
Drop the ball.
Hey, go ahead, brother. No, you got it, brother. You got it.
And because it says be occupied in prophecy. And you can go to the youngest brother that's in GMS and ask him who their enemy is. We all have the same answer, man.
Right.
You know why? Because we occupy. Hey, the prophecies tell us who our enemy is and what they're gonna try to do to us.
That's right.
Hey, if I could add real quick, everybody going into the interview about Yohana. His ass always the first one to step up and do an interview explaining something. See, but they didn't have nothing to do with your ass. The first one stepping up, setting up an interview, the elite.
Cause he got ties. Yeah, he do. Yeah, he just. Right.
That you was up under that head.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you was scared, you was shook. Like Bishop said on Juice when he told Q.
Yeah.
This nigga scared.
This this nigga scared.
You shook. You under that pressure, man.
Because you notice like when we started up on this, he never said Esau once. He never said Edom. He never said Esau. He didn't proclaim to them that the so-called Jewish people are Amalekites.
We need that room. They got them fucking.
He
Get your
didn't
goddamn
proclaim
legs.
any of those things. All right? Matter of fact,
He said Sirach 10, not to trust thine enemy. He ran right to the fucking enemy. He had dropped the ball clear.
I want to hear when it's Sarnetta.
Right.
Right. Right.
If Sarnetta represents the media for us, why you ain't go to Sarnetta?
Right. Sa.
Y'all all in that whole community, that country community, holding press conferences and shit. Well, why do you hold a press conference? Why didn't Captain Desire? Because again, this is showing y'all are playing along with the narrative.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all are all part of this.
Right.
And Esau still gonna roll on you. Even
Yep.
though you did that interview.
Right.
He gonna roll on you first.
That's the thing. They got Yohana on fucking speed dial. So when it comes down to okay, now you know we got the green light to do what we need to do, they're gonna hit Yohana. They're gonna hit ICDJC. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna hit IUIC. They're gonna hit you know what I'm saying? They're gonna hit these groups that got these ties because you're a legitimate organization.
They're not prepared.
You know what I'm saying? Right. Because they don't push faith. They don't push faith. You know what I'm saying? I said this before. A lot of the men in those individual camps, groups, every brother, all the brothers you see here, for example, got YouTube pages. We push our own videos. We fight for our own personal salvation. Them groups, they just groups. They're just organizations. So it'll be easy when Esau comes down for guys to just fall back into the background.
Where's that?
You know?
They had down there. When I passed down there earlier, they wasn't downtown. And so which I got a call to.
To fall back. Right.
I was gonna make a point. The proof that they don't have any faith, that they don't have no works.
They're not fighting
That's
for their
the proof.
salvation.
Like, okay, you know, at least, because Apostle Hart always gives certain camps credit that, well, you know, they go out. But like I said, you know, these camps, they don't. It shows they don't have any faith because they don't have no works. Because faith and works go hand in hand.
That's right.
Verse 2 says, "He will keep the sayings of the renowned men." Go to Psalms 26 and 5. Psalms 26 and 5. He said he would keep the sayings of the renowned men.
Psalm chapter 26,
Verse 5.
5. It says, I have hated the congregation of evildoers and do not sit with the wicked.
Read that again. Matter of fact, whose psalm is that? What psalm? Psalms 1. Read the first verse. It's a psalm of David. So it said that he would do what in Ecclesiasticus?
It says he will keep the sayings of the renowned men.
Keep the sayings of the renowned men. Who's more of a renowned man than King David of the nation of Israel? Now read what King David had to say.
Psalm chapter 26, verse 5. I have hated the congregation of the evildoers and do not sit with the wicked.
He had hated. Read it again.
I have hated the congregation of the evildoers.
He has hated the congregation of the evildoers. Who's the evildoers on the planet Earth?
Right.
Get Job 9 and 24. Johanna. Alright. Ain't no hiding from it, man. Alright, in 2019 going to 2020, if you can't see that the so-called white man he don't got no care about you, he hates your fucking guts. Hey, then he's get prepared for a concentration camp. Look what he's doing to the so-called Mexicans down there in Central and South America and the borders, man. Is that love? Is that love having 800 men sharing one shower? Is that love what he's doing in South America, in Bolivia, in Venezuela? That's love? Go ahead, bro. 40,000 now. Like I said, it's getting to the point we don't gotta hide from proclaiming the truth. You people can't see it, that's on y'all. What if some did not believe us to pull this quote, huh? So what are we gonna tap dance around questions because we're afraid of people being offended? Half these people don't even get it. They so warped, they so watered down in this bubblegum ass society, and they really truly believe everybody is their friend. We could go from the list of every tribe, and we can name something serious that's happening to every last one of them. In Jamaica right now, Bahamas got the ass kicked off of them. Is there a Bahamas anymore? Puerto Rico, Benjamin, so-called down there in Jamaica. There's girls going missing on the island left and right. Same thing happening here is going on down there. So where's the love? But our forefather, he proclaimed his hate for the congregation of evildoers. Keep going in Psalms.
It says, and I will not sit with the wicked.
We're not going to sit with the wicked. I will not sit with you, wicked. But no, you make sure you get the hair slicked back. You know,
The ponytail.
You got the bomb. You know,
The
Lord ain't tell us to do that. The Lord again.
the Mary's grease.
The Murray's.
You know what I'm talking about? The blue magic. You know what I'm talking about?
Verse 6.
Bottom,
Wash
guys.
my hands.
They used to use that shit.
So I will pass my altar, O Lord.
How do you wash at the altar? How do you wash our hands with innocence? By doing the work in faith. All right? You can drop that now. Go to Psalms 83.
I got that Job.
Get it in Job. Get it in Job.
Job 9:24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked.
The earth is given into the hand of the wicked, man. So the evildoers, the wicked, the borders of wicked is Esau. All wicked roads lead to Esau.
Yeah? Hey.
All wicked roads lead to Esau, man.
Lead to Daddy
Every
E.
pipeline, anything you can think of that's evil and wicked, I promise you, you're going to find some way, somehow, a white person going to be in the mix of that.
Yeah. Every time.
Every time.
Yep.
Oh, I just about to say that.
Hey, follow the rich white man.
Right. And what scripture says, he keepeth not at home.
Right.
So he's always meddling and mingling and he's somewhere.
Whatever.
You know?
Pick a topic of dealing with evilness the white man go back to.
Can't sleep unless you leave.
All right, whatever you want to get into, drugs, these pharmaceutical drugs. Listen, JK, the men and women that's on this sign, they abuse these drugs on the sign. They don't make them.
Right.
Who makes Percocets and Vicodin and morphine and Xanax and Roxy's and all these high-level drugs, man?
Yeah.
Synthetic weeds,
Right.
cocaine and heroin and who's making these drugs?
Right.
Jake can't use it if it ain't out there.
Right.
Thank you. Who's flooding your TV with all kind of smut?
Yep.
Smut.
Smut.
All right. It's vileness, vile shit, man. All right. Fox News, Fox. Right. Fox the network. It's owned by
Viacom?
no, who's the name? The man. Rupert. A Jew.
Rupert,
A Jew.
Murdoch.
You know how he got all his money in the beginning to even finance Fox? Which Fox means 666.
Yep.
Was through porn. He's a major investor in porn. So again, you wonder why all this vile shit is going to go back to the owner of Fox News. Another follow the money to a rich white man.
They say every entertainment, like you look at the music, the media, all the media is controlled by like 6 companies, six conglomerations.
They call them the Big Five.
The Big Five, yes. It's either 5 or 6, but yeah.
Viacom and all.
And guess who owns it? The Jews.
The Jews. All right, the Jews, they make their money off of drugs, porn, prisons, these GMOs.
Colleges.
Who's the owners of the Federal Reserve? Jews. All right, you got something. Yes. Right. Right.
He goes even further in the rabbit hole. He ultimately gets to
Yep. Never show no. Yep. Yeah, and that's the importance of the elites, man, because here it is, you got Jake shooting up fucking Jewish markets. Man, they ain't making no fucking, that ain't our enemy, man. They some low level, the real Jews, just like we said, the real Jews is the top of the top, man. We ain't going to deal with no damn Jewish market owners, man.
Yeah, some fucking
Right,
shop.
right. Some goddamn kosher deli.
Kosher
Like.
deli and shit.
That's a spirit to say that because just on a low scale, right? You used to play football or basketball or something. You would watch video on your opponent. Say I'm on the Lakers and I'm about to play them. Sorry, that's Atlanta Hawks. Alright, I'm not about to watch film on the Pacers.
Right.
So if we find out, okay, it's not true, it's them, and we find out it's the Rockefellers, the Vanderbilts, we're going to study them because those are our opponents. We don't give a damn about you peon Edomites out here, walking the streets, mayors and governors and senators. We're trying to find the ones who set y'all up.
Yeah.
Right.
So we can study our opponents in the correct manner. Like,
Man behind a man.
The source.
It's gonna be the elect of the wicked versus the elect of the righteous.
Yeah,
Right.
Showdown. Because at the end of the Matrix trilogy, it was only Neo and Mrs. Smith. It was a showdown between the positive and the negative side. It wasn't he took over the whole planet. It wasn't no need for Lizzo and Rihanna. These characters weren't even needed in that scene. Because it was a showdown between positive and negative.
Lizzo
Right.
and the baby.
This Psalms 83, I'll start at the top. It says, keep not thy silence, O power. Hold not thy peace, and be still. O powers, for lo, thine enemies make a tumult.
You could have just read this.
Easy.
Like, yo, you could have just opened up and read. You'd be like, I'm gonna answer all your questions with the Psalms
Right.
83.
He could have opened up
Just read
camp on
Psalms 83 on down, and that would have gave you everything you needed. Go ahead.
It says, I read it from the top. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up their head.
They that hate thee have lifted up their head. See, again, this is what we're talking about. You are the nations you truly hate, Yahweh Shem Yahushai. All right? And you lifted up your head and touched the anointed of his people. The anointed. Go ahead.
Verse 3. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones.
Oh, yeah, that crafty council. Where is our seat at the UN? Where is our seat when y'all meet as nations?
Right.
Why are y'all still questioning the validity of who we are as a people?
Right.
That's a form of oppression and racism in itself. That you gonna tell us who we are.
Right.
You gonna tell me who I am. And then when I say, no, I'm not who you say I am, now we're terrorists. Now it's an issue. Keep going.
It says, that and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance.
That's right, and it was. That's why you look at us with a goofy face when we say we're Hebrew Israelites. Like, nah, y'all are black Hebrew Israelites. Up until this very moment right now, you still believe that them Khazars over in the land of Israel are the people of the book.
Yeah.
Where is their defense at? They not defending it. Go ahead. Where do you never see these Jewish people standing up teaching? Where are they at proclaiming their word to the people?
Well, they thieves.
they
Stole the land. They don't have to teach we don't have to teach the Bible. We'll just take it. We'll just take
we
the
got
Bible. We'll save it with the people, and we're good with that.
That's lifting up the head right there.
Yep.
Keep going. I'm gonna finish this up.
All right, done. Verse 5. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee.
Confederate. Y'all are in unison with each other. It's y'all against us. Like we had them shirts that Jake was wearing. Detroit versus everybody.
Yeah.
No, it's Israel versus everybody.
Right. Yep.
Yeah.
When you have a versus, that versus don't. When you play any fighting game, that versus don't mean we're gonna sit down and have a good conversation. No, that versus mean we fighting. We at war with each other.
Right.
All right, Ryu versus Ken is gonna end with somebody with a beat up, bloody face.
Right.
Keep going.
It says, verse 6, the tabernacles of Edom and the Ishmael.
Tabernacles of Edom. That's the synagogue of Satan.
Yep.
All right, and you Edomites are so-called white people.
Yep.
That's right.
Done.
So this is the list of our enemies.
That's right.
Keep going.
It says the tabernacles of Edom and the Ishmaelites.
Ishmael, you Arabs,
Ishmael. Yep.
you in there too. Are not these three nations in hot subject matter in the news right now?
Right.
Are not the Arabs in the news for war, rumors of war? Are not China in rumors of war right now?
Done.
Are not you so-called white people, Americans and Russians, rumors of war? Go ahead.
And the Haganese,
Yeah, keep going.
Gebal and Ammon.
Yep, Ammon, Japanese.
Yep.
So really all you nations, man. You Hamites, you Arabs, Ishmaelites, you Elamites, you East Indians,
Yep. Iranians.
you Iranians, all of y'all is on the plate to go for destruction.
Go play for this.
All those nations had a hand in putting us in some type of slavery.
Yep.
And all we want is just justice. That's all we want is justice. We want justice, and y'all in talks of reparations. Well, our reparations is that we want you in slavery, and we want everything you have.
That's right.
All right. So with that, I'm gonna step down and let another brother burn in the spirit.
What's the freestyle? Switching up.
Yeah, that's cool, bro.
It's John 15 and 18. If the world hate you, ye know that it hated me before it hated you.
Okay.
Verse 19, if ye were of the world would love his own, but because ye are not of the world, but I have chosen you out of the world, therefore the world hateth you.
That's right. So, hey, first and foremost, Bahala Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Allow me to come out here with these brothers in Atlanta. You know, give all praise to Yahweh Shem Yahushai. You know, hey, with the scriptures brothers just read, man, you got to know, being in this faith, that the world hated our Lord and Savior, the one that we're trying to please, all right, the one we're following after. The world hated him, all right? So, by default, the world's going to hate us. We were talking earlier, it's not that they hate us, it's not that they hate you because of your person. No, they hate you because of the spirit you come in. We're coming in the spirit of Yahushai, okay? And if we were of this world, they would love us. If we was out here, you know, not with Bibles, you know, standing for righteousness, but if we was out here slinging rocks, all right, selling pistols out in the trunk, nobody would have a problem with us. They would actually encourage us to continue on the wickedness. But since we took a stand, you know, put our foot down, and you know, now we want to please the Heavenly Father, we've been called to this. Now the world hates us, okay? And that's the main thing you need to know, because nobody likes to be hated, right? You don't wake up in the morning and be like, I'm gonna go find some new people that hate me today, you know? Yeah. And so you gotta get in the mindset, you know, arm yourself like-minded with the Lord, right? That the world's gonna hate us, man. That's why even that nation in the beginning, all right, because the Esau, all right, the Lord's using him, his hatred comes, man, the persecution, the tribulation. It's Matthew chapter 5, verse 11. Blessed are ye, well, matter of fact, I'm going to start up at 10. Blessed are they which are persecuted for righteousness' sake. Blessed. It didn't say, oh, cursed, or you know, it ain't looking too good. It said, blessed are you for being hated for righteousness' sake. And if I may add, you gotta kind of have that mind state, like Jake, that's in a position of fame. They go by a saying called "make your haters your motivators." Yeah. They don't let the negative comments that they get and everybody else's perspective, and you know, all the different lawsuits they gotta go. They don't let that stop, you know, they goals. They still do what they gotta do, because they turn that hate into fuel. You know, but we turn to negative fuel. We turn ours into positive fuel. So you gotta look at it like, hey man, make your haters your motivators, man. They got a saying in the world, if you don't have haters, you're not doing something right. Hey, we're gonna have the whole world hate us, man. So obviously we're doing the right thing, man. It says, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Theirs is the kingdom of heaven, man. The ones that are hated. So all this about loving each other and coming together, everybody just you sing kumbaya. That's not the ones that are gonna be inheriting the kingdom, man, because they're not hating. All right. These people that in the churches, all right, even other Israelite groups, man. Oh, they love. That's why they get so many views. People love them. Just keep it up, brother. I'm a comment for you, know. They're not hated. You're supposed to be hated for this truth. Yeah, you got the Sons of Thunder Israelites. The leader of the Sons of Thunder just did a video talking about a call for unity amongst all of Israel. Hey, the elect is unified, bro. What are we going to unify with you Israelites on, man, when we don't agree on the testimony, man? We can't unify with individuals that don't agree on the testimony and out quick and to the point. Because when Esau began to press this testimony, you're going to sell us out because you don't agree. So why would we unify with individuals that's not like-minded? You know? We're not going to do it. We're going to stay away from any of you Israelites that ain't moving in the spirit of Yahushua. That's right. The Lord told us to be like-minded and in the same spirit in what we speak. You know? So who made him an authority to give out that order to just come in unity? The Lord said the unity for the elect, man. We don't need no other person that tells us to come together. We come together through the spirit and power of Yahushua, man. Verse 11. One more. Verse 11. Blessed are ye when men shall revile you. They separate themselves. Are these camps separate? They try to separate themselves from GMS, man. Nobody want to have nothing to do with Great Millstone. Because what, man? We're not of this world. Just like Yahushua wasn't of this world. Yahushua was it. People try to separate themselves from him. They reviled Yahushua, man. What? They're gonna do the same thing unto us, man, because the servant is not greater than his master. Even your own family, man. Like, certain brothers, their own families will turn out. The scripture say that in your own household, be your clothes, man. It says, and persecute you, and shall say all manner of evil against you falsely for my name's sake. So they're gonna persecute us, man. course, going into those false witnesses that were brought up to Yahushua, just like Stephen, all these things is going to happen again in these last days, man. What? We're blessed if that's happening to you, man. You're supposed to take it joyfully. Verse 12, it says, rejoice and be exceeding glad. Yeah, rejoice and be exceeding glad. You're supposed to rejoice when you get persecuted for righteousness' sake, when you get reviled.
Yeah, how about
All we're doing is reading the Bible. We're telling our people that we're the greatest people on the earth, and the Lord, we're His chosen people, and they hate us for that. We're telling the world that, look, when the Lord comes back, yeah, there's going to be destruction, but look, it's going to be peace on the earth. We're hated for that. We're trying to tell you that there's a better world out there coming, man. We're trying to tell you that there's better ways coming, and we're hated for that. We're terrorists. We're telling you the good news for our people anyway. The hell with the heathens. Not give two shits about what they think. They're going into slavery. Their opinion is irrelevant. But our people, man, they're the main ones. Because what? When in the time of Yahushua, who was the one persecuting him, man? The ones that delivered him to the Romans. Exactly, his own people.
Yep. It says, for great is your reward in heaven, for so persecuted they the prophets which were before you.
That's right. And the reward is great. All right, we have a great reward stored up in the heavens for us, man. That's why we should be, rejoice and be exceedingly glad. Because what we know that we're gonna be hated. We're gonna have to go through this persecution. We're gonna have to do much tribulation shall we into the kingdom. But that's the reward, man. The kingdom.
That's it.
All right, and it's not if or maybe. It's been promised to us, man. The Lord Himself has promised this unto His chosen people, man, beginning with His elect. All right, Yahushua's already up there waiting, man. He's already gotten His reward. Now He's just coming to get it, set it up on the earth, man, with His chosen men. Those that were given unto Him, man. And pursuing that John 17. We got some time.
This is Revelation chapter 6, verse 9. And when He had opened the fifth seal, I saw under the altar of the souls of them that were slain for the word of the Most High and for the testimony which they held.
That's right, man. So there's gonna be martyrs. But what that took place already. That already happened. When Yahushua left, He told them, look, you're gonna have to. He told Shaq, you're gonna have to go through the same thing. And look, all the disciples, the 12 disciples, they were all put to death for this word. And many more. The scriptures don't go on every single brother that was following the Lord.
Yeah.
But what? Now this is the time for the Lord to show His power. And how's He going to do that? Through His men. All right? Those that fully believe and have faith in Him, the Lord is going to show His power through those men. Because what? Because of their faith. All right? Faith is what's going to separate us from the rest of this world, man. The rest of it, the people that call themselves Israelites. All right? That the Lord, Galatians 6, talks about the Israel of the Most High. All right, the Lord has Israel within Israel, man. All right, and that's His chosen, the elect within the elect, and that's the ones that the Lord's going to show His power to, man. For what? Because they keep the testimony of Yahushua, man. All right, we were witnesses. All right, we were witnesses of what Yahushua did for us. All right, and now through the Spirit we're witnesses again, and that's why we're doing what we're doing. We're presenting our lives to living sacrifice. All right, we put off the old man. And we try to please the Heavenly Father through what? With faith. Because without faith, it's impossible to please Him.
I got a quick one for you. This is Hosea 12 and 6. And it says, therefore turn thou to the Lord, to thy power, Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, keep mercy and judgment, and wait on thy power continually.
That's right, man. You're supposed to wait, turn to the Lord, man. And what are you waiting for? For mercy? What else they say? Mercy. Okay. Because those are key words in this faith. I mean, in this faith of ours, man. This ministry. Those are the key aspects that you need to, examine and obtain those things, man. That's what you're looking for, the mercy from the Lord. Right? We're not just doing this just to be out here, man. We're doing. Paul wrote about he that runneth the race runneth to receive a prize. You don't enter a marathon just to run, just for shits and giggles. Now you're expecting a prize at the end of this race, man. Go ahead.
I'm reading it for you. This is Hosea 12 and 6. And it says, therefore, turn thou to thy power, keep mercy and judgment, and wait on thy power continually.
Yeah. Wait on thy power continually. All right, until the Lord come and subdue these decrepit devils. All right, until the Lord cracks them skies, man. We have to keep the faith. We have to endure. We have to suffer patiently. We have to everything in our power that we can be found worthy on the day of judgment.
That's right. And if I could add a quick point, you know, if you were playing the starring role in a movie, you can't get emotional. It's a movie. The script is already written. That's just like if you was playing in the Avengers, and you know, a situation happened where you was under the fire, and you truly are bothered by that role. It's like, it's a movie. Why are you taking it personal? You're just an actor in a movie. Don't you know now in the movie, yeah, you gotta play the role, but don't get all caught up in your emotions for real. When the director say cut, you just all fucked up still.
Yeah, you could.
Like Jamie Foxx and LL Cool J Any Given Sunday.
Yeah.
They couldn't break character. They hated each other years after that shit.
Yeah, man. It's like you gotta know that it is not personal. It's not personal. Persecution ain't personal. It's a part of the script. You gotta play it out. Nothing is personal. This is all the will of Yahweh Basham. Nothing more, nothing less.
They do that ball again.
Yahweh said, I come to do the will of the Heavenly Father. That's his business, man. The business is what you run a business. You got people working under you. You know, whoever the owner of that business tells you what to do, not the opposite way. You know, you don't tell the owner of the Fortune 500 company how he should run the company or what. Oh, I think that it don't matter what you think. You're an employee, just like we're servants of the Lord. It's already written. We can't change a damn thing. You know, we just got to execute it, man. Now the Lord did it. Now it's our time to do it, man. The Lord showed how fit he was to have He showed that it could be done. In the flesh. He came in the same flesh we were in.
That's right.
And he did it. Yeah, we're gonna be able to do it, man. And you gotta believe in that.
Yep. You gotta be the you know, going back to the movie analogy. You gotta be like who's a real versatile actor, like a Will Smith.
Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah. Like what you say, Leonardo?
Leonardo.
Yeah, Leonardo. You gotta be like that. You gotta be able to be everything, man.
Johnny Depp.
You gotta be able to play any role. That's what Paul did. That's why he said what? I became all things to all men. That way he was more usable.
Yeah.
Hey man, you gotta be able to handle every part of the faith, man. Every part. Whether it's prayer, you gotta be a praying person. You gotta be a soldier. You gotta be a bookworm. You gotta be a student. You gotta be a brother. You know, you gotta have faith. You gotta be ready to fight when it's time to gird up. The Lord will put you in so many different roles and places, but you have to be exercised fully in the faith.
But that's where you get the term scenario. Different scenarios that the root word is scenes. You go through these different scenarios or these different scenes, and you got whether it's drama, whether it's horrible situations, you know, like different movie genres. You got to know how to play the part. Man.
Yep.
You know?
I got something real quick, if I may add. This is Philippians chapter 3, verse 8. It says, yea, doubtless, and I count all things but loss for the excellency of the knowledge of the Most High, Hamashiach Yahushua, for whom I suffered the loss of all things, and do count them but dung, that I may win the Most High. So going back to the movie analogy, a lot of the greatest actors that you see, that you look up to, they count everything that's done to be where they are. They be forsaking their families. They don't really spend time with themselves. They give their all to their craft, and that way they become usable. You can get movies here and there. You can be the starring cat. You can play a captain on the boat, or you can play a football player.
Actually moving to a thriller.
Yeah,
thriller.
And it'll be one of the top movies that people have ever seen. And that's all because the person is giving himself to their craft. But a lot of times you gotta count everything as a loss to be that. You know? And that's what the Lord is using. Like it tells you in 2 Timothy. You got it? Okay, Con, you got it.
In 2 Timothy chapter 2, verse 21, if a man therefore purge himself from these, he shall be a vessel unto honor, sanctified and meet for the master's use, and prepared unto every good work.
Every good work. It didn't say some good work. It says every good work. You know? That's why the scriptures tell us nothing about partiality. You know, give it your all. Go hard. You know? Accept every aspect that comes with it. Because great is our reward, man. We have a great reward that can't even be compared to this little shit that we encounter on this side. All this persecution, and then you know they're saying they're gonna do this, and you know, man, ain't nobody even really worried about it like that. To be honest, you know, the biggest thing you gotta worry about is you. Because even the persecution can't take the faith from you, but you can. So to be honest, we already knew this was gonna come. We know the missiles is gonna come. We know the chip is gonna come. We know all of these things is gonna come. The biggest battle. Because if you don't have the faith, all of that shit gonna take you over, man.
Yep.
You know, you're gonna lose your scruples, man. So if you purge and you get down to the nitty-gritty of yourself, the inner man, and you purge them out, man, the Lord can put you in so many different places and use you. It'll be amazing. You know, the Lord just went and grabbed Habakkuk and took him to feed Daniel and brought him back. You know, because he was usable.
You got to do that purging, you know, because when you come into the truth, you leave the old man behind, you know, but you don't leave everything behind. You're still going to have things that you take into the truth, but those things, over time, you got to purge them out. That's why examine yourself daily, you know. So you can be used, man. You want to be a vessel that the Lord, a clean vessel, you know. The Lord ain't looking for a dirty vessel, an old cracked bottle, you know. No, the Lord's looking for those vessels that are worthy, you know, of being used, man. Because look, just like, you know, with the Lord's what? We're the spiritual temple, right? The third temple. What kind of vessels did they bring into the temple? Did they use some old raggedy vessels, or did they bring in vessels of gold, silver, the best vessels they could make, right? And that's what the Lord is bringing in. The Lord ain't looking for with these other guys in these other camps, man. They're not worthy to come into the temple, man, because they ain't good vessels. They're not usable. They're filthy. They haven't been purged.
I got a little bit more. It says, and be found in him, not having mine own righteousness, which is of the law, but that which is through the faith of Hamashiach, the righteousness which is of the Most High by faith.
That's right. That's what Paul, the reason he's saying that he counted all done because he was a Hebrew of the Hebrews, man. He came up under the law. He was great at it, man. But he said, you know what? I counted that done because he understood that that's not going to get him saved. But what? The righteousness of Yahushua, man. Through Yahushua, through faith, is what's going to get you saved, man. So you can talk about the law, but the law ain't going to save you. Now, we keep it to the best of our abilities, because what? The window, but we understand that that's not going to get us saved. Just like it didn't get them saved before. All right? Because what? The Lord said he found fault in them. And the ones that were keeping the law are supposed to keep the law. But the law is perfect. If you keep the law, you'll be perfect. You'll live forever. You know? But what? These vile bodies, right? These corruptible bodies, we're subject to go off. All right? Because what? Your flesh and the spirit is always constantly warring at each other. Right? But what? When you understand that the blood of Yahushua is what's going to cover our sins, you know, that atonement, that was that sacrifice, the ultimate sacrifice, then you understand that now it's a faith, man. The law of faith, man.
Right. Verse 10, it says, that I may know him and the power of his resurrection and the fellowship of his sufferings, being made conformable unto his death. So it's all through faith that we become intimate with the Lord. Because that is like our lifeline to the Spirit, to the Holy Spirit. You gotta believe it. You know, none of us would be out here if we didn't believe to some degree. So this is an actual form of faith. And as we continue to grow, and as we continue to build that faith, the Lord, he gives us more access to him. So we can relate better. And we don't want to suffer for it. Because we're starting to understand him through the belief. But a lot of these guys that call themselves Israelites, they don't know Yahushua, man. That's why they have to get the stands and the microphones and the big, the 2-inch thick leather, with the arm bracelets and the studs and the spikes and the Ozark Trail boots up to the knee. You know, because they don't, the Oakley shades, because they don't know the Lord. It's a freak show. But they don't know Yahushua. When you know Yahushua and you can relate to his sufferings, you can relate to his writings, you become a part of him. They're not a part of the Lord, man. And we ain't a part of them. And like Elder Ariella said in that video, he said a lot of you corporate Israelites are in big trouble. You got paperwork on you. They got paperwork on you. Look at company. They track every dollar. And bit him and the snake came back and bit him in his ass. Mm-hmm. He sold out. Now what? Now all that paperwork is being analyzed, and now it's easy to crack your whole squad. It's hard. It's hard. Hey, we do a like Elder Ariala said, we do a vetting process up here. You damn near got to put in a year on the other side just to come in and hold the side. You know. Then you getting corrected. You got to come to classes. You got to go through a particular process in order to gain a level of entry. With them camps, man, you see one Jake out there, just leading.
Yeah, in another camp the next month.
Oh, okay. Oh, so that's good. Yeah, man. You know, then, like you say, then you turn around, you get another camp the next month. You know, the flip-flop is Israelites. Because why? Because they have not the Spirit, the Holy Spirit of the Lord. So everything is a show. And then it becomes a show. Like the Pharisees, they were there putting on a show, man. That's why. Yep. They say they love to sit in the highest seat in the feast rooms. You know, they broaden their phylacteries. They had eloquent speech. But within, they were not Yahweh. You know.
Like the brother said, you know, the more you get into the Lord, the more you increase in knowledge. But what you have to as you separate yourself from the flesh, so to say, you increase in the spirit. You know. But that's what, and you have to get into it, man. You have to give spiritual sacrifices so that you can get the increase. I got some the brother
This is the book of St. John, chapter 7, verse 16. Yahweh shall answer them, my doctrine is not mine, but his that sent me. If any man will do his will, he shall know of the doctrine.
And so what did even Yahweh told you right at the gate, man? That he say, this ain't my doctrine. This is the words that the Lord gave to me. All right. And now what? This is we come with the 100% truth. We're coming in the doctrine of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, man. This ain't our philosophies and what we think or how we feel. This is the words of the Heavenly Father. This is what He says. He sent His Son to give us His word. And now it's our turn to carry on the message, man. All we're doing is giving you the message, and the message is coming out of the Bible. All right? Don't blame, don't shoot the messenger. Don't be mad at us.
Right.
We're just telling you what the Lord's coming to do.
It says, whether it be of God or whether I speak of myself. Verse 18, he that speaketh of himself seeketh his own glory.
Like the old scribes and Pharisees. They're the same people back in today, man. Trying to speak of themselves, trying to put themselves on the level of such and such this, high priest that, chief keep this, all that nonsense. What they're trying to draw men unto themselves, man. The scripture tell you that they draw men unto themselves because that's why these guys have a lot of followers, man. Because I like the way he talks. I like doing this that. Because what he's speaking on about himself, it's not the doctrine with these guys. They just want to be seen of men. They want the people to like them. But again, with the brother read earlier, the world's gonna hate us just like it hated Yahushua. So you should be more hated than loved. Didn't Paul say the more I love, the more I be hated? You know, if I'm paraphrasing.
Verse 7 for you. This is chapter 7, verse 7. The world cannot hate you, but me and haters, because I testify of it, that the works thereof are evil.
That's why people hate us, man. You wonder why people hate you? It's because you're testifying against them that what they're doing is evil. Yep. You tell them, don't eat pork, don't do this, don't do that. Come back, turn to the Lord. They hate you for that because they know that their deeds are evil. Deep down inside, when they hear, when our people walk by or click on a video by accident or whatever, they hear the words and they get condemned. They get convicted to the heart because, like the scriptures say, the word is sharper than a two-edged sword. You can't get away from this whooping, man. This spiritual whooping. And it's really to correct you, but our people don't want to take heed to it. And some people don't even push that out, man. But they claim to be servants of the Lord. They claim to be servants of the Lord, but they're propping themselves up. What about Yahushua, man? Why don't we prop Yahweh by Shem Yahushua up, man? This ain't about us. The Lord could say He could raise up rocks and prophesy, man. The Lord nobody cares about this and do that, or how many scriptures you can quote.
That's right.
It's about the Lord, man, uplifting the Lord, praising His holy name, man. And this is not an individual thing, man. And even Yahushua didn't do that, man. He didn't come to gloat about Himself. He came to give you the words of the Heavenly Father. And that's the greatest example we got. So if Yahweh didn't do it, why in the hell would you do it?
Right.
Yahweh wasn't putting himself on a pedestal, man. He matter of fact, he said, why callest thou me good? Even though he was perfect, man. He was sinless, and he still said that. Because it wasn't about him. It was about what the Lord sent him to do. It's about what Yahweh's will is.
I got something real quick. God, because you were speaking about how the Lord, when the Lord came, he didn't make himself of a high degree. It was the testimony that brought him before the counselors and the governors. He wasn't going around knocking on their door saying, hey, I want to debate you so I can show you that I know more. He was just doing his thing. He wasn't, they was running up on him. And the Lord was giving it to him raw. Giving it to him straight raw. That's why they say you speak as one that have authority. But who gave you the authority? So Yahweh he asked them. He said, well, I'll answer that if you answer me this. And he threw a question at him, and then he said, well, if we say this, you're going to say that. And if we say this, you're going to say that. So we can't answer the question. And then the Lord told them, well, I can't answer what authority is given unto me. Boy, he was cutting their ass, man. He was cutting them. Then he'd go on about his business and keep healing. And they'd just be sitting in the cut, hating, trying to overthrow him because he came in the form of a servant, man. And I got that real quick. Yep. This is Philippians 2:5. It says, "Let this mind be in you, which was also in Hamashiach Yahushua."
That's a very important verse right there. You have to let this be in your mind. You have to come in that same spirit that the Lord came in. Go ahead.
It says, "Who, being in the form of the Most High, thought it not robbery to be equal with the Most High." Because that was the physical manifestation of the Heavenly Father. He sent his son. It's the same way as if you have a son that look and act just like you. They be like, man, you act just like your dad. It's like,
he came in the image of him because what? He kept the law.
He kept the law.
He was perfect. He did exactly what he asked, what the Lord told him to do.
And if the Most High was to come to the earth, that's how he would have came. That's how he would have came. But he sent his only begotten son to be that remission of sin. Because if the Lord was to come to the earth, hey, where you think the Israelites get humility from? Yahweh. He is the spirit of humility. So if the Lord came as a servant, the Most High has that very humility type spirit, man. He's the Father of spirits.
He wouldn't be no LeBron James, so
right.
He'd be right here amongst us, man.
Yeah.
Just like Yahweh was.
Probably funny.
Yeah.
Probably show you love, get on you, everything, man. But his mind is too great for us to fathom it. So that's why he sends messengers.
Scriptures say, thou eyes are too pure to behold evil. So that's why, like you said, he had to send Yahweh down here to be that sacrifice. Because the Lord is just he's too perfect.
He's too perfect. He
can't eat. A body like this can't house the glory of the Lord, He's omnipotent.
Yeah. It says, verse 7, but made himself of no reputation.
That's the point, man. The Lord made himself of no reputation. He wasn't like the scribes and Pharisees bigging himself up. Oh, look at this. Big ass borders of blue on their garments. 8-inch borders of blue, fringes all the way down, dragging the fringes. Right. Big old
superhero.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Army blue in the wind.
Yeah, walking around with, the skulls and, trying to see the face. But what, the Lord, he was just, in that Mary and Joseph son, what is this guy talking about, man? That's because he wasn't boasting himself. That's not what the will of the Heavenly Father was.
Yep. It says, and took upon him the form of a servant and was made in the likeness of men.
There it is. The King of Kings took on the form of a servant, man. He wasn't, going around demanding things. He was serving. He was ministering. He washed the disciples' feet.
That's right.
I mean, how many people will gonna wash your toes, man? Between the toes, Yeah, even Judas, man. He even washed Judas Iscariot's feet. And that's the King of Kings, man. The Lord and Savior. There is nobody above him but Yahweh. But he put on the form of a servant.
Yeah. And like you said, which one of these people out here gonna wash our feet? They don't even say thank you when you hold the goddamn door open.
These people don't even know how to serve you.
Yeah, man. You know, like we've been having bad encounters with these servants, man, because they don't understand what to be a servant is, man. And we're not talking about a waiter, you know, we're talking about a servant. Somebody that their whole duty is to please their master. And if I could say too, the reason why a lot of people don't like the form of servant is because people don't know how to treat them. It's a two-way street. Just because somebody's a servant also don't mean that you abuse them and you belittle them. That's why a lot of these people out here give you poor service because how they treat them. Yeah. So when we come in the form of a servant, look how we treat them. You know, brother, hey, good, bro. That make you feel like, man, I want to keep serving. You know, hey, the same thing you do. You know, hey, we coming out here doing the house, you know, doing the work. Next thing you know, the Lord just blessing us and giving us spiritual increase. We're like, man, I like being in service, man. I like giving. Because you reciprocating good energy. But that's why the world out here, you get poor service. Because I call the manager. Over fucking, cut your eggs. You know? That's why this world gotta be destroyed.
That's right.
You know? I'm gonna keep reading it. You got it. It says, verse 8, and being found in fashion as a man, he humbled himself and became obedient unto death, even the death of the cross.
There you go, man. So the key word, he humbled himself, man. You have to be humble. To be a servant of the Lord, you have to be humble, man. You have to humble yourself. All right? So what? So in due time, the Lord will exalt you, man. These guys in these other camps, you know, not all of them, I'm gonna say, but a lot of these guys, they're not humble, man. They're not willing to be humiliated, you know, and be a base, you know. You have to know how to be a base to know how to act when you're abound, man. You have to know, that's why the Lord got us in this situation. So we see all the aspects of evil and good.
Yep. And if I could say too, that's why his glory is going to be so great, because his humility was so great. That's why his glory is going to be amazing. You know, it's a balance, because the Lord came in such a humble fashion. We're talking like I said, we're talking about the king of the world. He came in the form of a servant. That's great humility. That's the greatest humility. So that's why his glory, when he comes back, he's going to receive great glory, man. And every knee is going to bow, and every tongue is going to confess that Yahweh Bashemah is the Lord in power, man. And he gonna get all that energy in. You see, right now people want to try to treat him like he a myth. You know, the History Channel documentary, Is Jesus Real? You know? Yeah. Is this a myth? Well, when the Lord comes back, did he really do these things? When the Lord really come back, and all that going out the window.
That's right.
You ain't gonna be able to, ask those questions. You're gonna see them. You're gonna see them, and you're gonna have to deal with all of your dogma, all of your blasphemy, all of your anti-Messiah rhetoric. You're gonna have to deal with that.
That's right.
All right, whether it's with Yahweh directly or whether it's with his servants. You know, but we set up through the Spirit of the Lord, and I say this humbly, to enforce that will, to enforce that manifestation in him, man. And we know he coming. We know he coming. We didn't have the dreams. You know, we could see the manifestation of our King on the way, and y'all gonna have to deal with it. You know.
This is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5, verse 2. When they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear. They shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation.
So these people are going to be troubled, man. Amazed at the strangeness of our salvation, man. Because what? They think this is, like the Bible says, they think our Lord and Savior is a myth. But what? The way we get salvation is when he returns, right? The same way he left is the same way we came. And people think we're crazy for saying that, man. Like it's a favor. Like this is far-fetched. But you're going to see it that day, man. Because what? Keep going. Actually.
So far beyond all that they look for.
Yeah. Go ahead.
And they repenting and groaning for anguish of spirit shall say within themselves, this was he whom we had sometimes in derision and a proverb of reproach.
Yeah, because right now people sell those bug outs on the corner. Niggas. You know, yeah, the niggas and spinks over there. They don't know what they're talking about. But what, in that day they're going to be groaning and what else? They're repenting. Because, take me with you. Nah, it's too late, man.
Right. Snot.
Yeah.
A big slot bubble pop. popping out, dried up tears they're gonna be, these people gonna be so hurt that they're not even gonna be able to shed no more tears. They're just gonna be just in a shock, in a shock factor that this is you know how you get your energy is so hurt that you can't even cry. That's how these people gonna be in the world. They're gonna go from a state of just straight confusion, straight confusion. Go ahead.
I got one for you. This is Isaiah 2:10. It says, "Enter into the rock and hide thee in the dust, for the fear of the Lord and for the glory of his majesty. The lofty looks of man shall be humbled, and the haughtiness of man shall be bowed down."
That's right. And the reason why the Lord is going to do that, because there's no reason that the planet Earth should be this proud when he came in the form of a servant. And that's the king.
Yeah.
So what makes you think that anybody else has a green light to be proud as hell when the King of Kings and Lord of Lords came in the state of a servant? That's why he gonna humble y'all asses, man. Right. And that's why when we read this, we stop and we take a deep breath and we're like, I gotta pray for humility. I gotta be humble. I gotta try to emulate that, man. I want to emulate that. Because humility is looked at as being weak.
Yep.
When you possess that spirit of humility, that's one of the strongest characteristics a man can have, man.
If I may say, that's why Yahushua, what was part of the prophecy, that he would ride in on a donkey. And that donkey, it represented humility, because it wasn't a stallion or a horse, but also on the flip side, it represents peace.
Yep.
Donkeys, when you rode a horse in, like a war horse, that was a sign of strength. You were coming with power and war. But he came in as a humble servant on a donkey, coming in peace. And he still got his blood swelling.
And that's why he gonna come back. He's described as he's coming back as being on a white horse. And that represents pure power. So that's how you know. Now the second time he come back, he coming to get busy. And that's why right now the Lord is revving that spirit up within us to resist this devil, because he gonna put us in that spirit that he's coming back with.
And that power, he also related the missiles to horses.
Yep.
Like horses.
Yep.
That power.
Nope.
I'll finish it off for you. And it says, "And the Lord alone shall be exalted."
Man, we can't wait for the Lord to get his reputation back in store, man. His glory, man. His recognition, existence, man. Through atheism, all right, through selfism. That's another big demon that's going on out here, man. Selfism, man. Free thinking. That's allowing demons to run rampant in your mind, being a free thinker, man. Yeah. The unity, they want to use that universe. The universe reciprocates the same energy you put out. So, I'm real careful with my energy and my chakras.
Nigga bugged out.
Don't know what universe even means. Yeah.
Left field, man.
Left field.
The ball's on the home base.
Planet Nebula, Planet X. Just stupid, man. The Lord gonna come shut all of those myths down, man. That's right. Okay.
That's why he said he's gonna be exalted alone, man. Because what he went through that persecution alone. He was humble alone, So he's gonna be exalted. Exalted alone.
Matthew chapter 16, verse 24. Then said Yahushua to his disciples, "If any man will come after me, let him deny himself and take up his cross and follow me." Just want to bring that up because that's also to the even when you go into that word cross, you go into Charles' definition of it being self-denial. So you have to deny yourself and put on a level of humility or whatnot in order to really consider the following, let alone try to walk in the shoes and do everything you did.
That's like when you come into the truth, what you have to humble yourself. Because you thought you knew something in the world, you thought you knew this or you knew that. Yeah, you was on game, but look, now you find out you don't know nothing. Well, you gotta humble yourself like what? What did the Lord say? He said you gotta come as a child, right? A child is humble, man. They're willing to learn. They don't think they know everything. And that's exactly, you have to be able to, for you to absorb this, you have to be humble, man.
said, what makes you, what Torah, something to meditate on, what makes you part of the 1%? How do you become part of that 1%? The big factor of becoming part of that 1%, which I think is better, because that's what you strive for, is the humiliation. All right? The scriptures say the meek, the king of heaven, the meek, just prepare. That's a humble individual. Someone who's lower in stature, lower in mental, whatever, their entire life. All right? The Lord ain't looking for the higher mind. He has a whole parable speaking about taking the low seat and not taking the high seat. So part of you striving to be a part of the event, being part of that 1% is being that humble individual. Or the other world to come. The second Ezra, the 8th chapter, the first verse, it tells you that he made the world for many, but only few will see the other world to come. You see? What makes you part of that 1% is you being humble. Bold.
Verse 4, we fools accounted his life madness, his end to be without honor.
They see how we humble ourselves in the sight of the Lord, right? So they think that we were fools for this, man. Because it's a humbling thing to come out here and humiliate yourself in the eyes of this world, man. Because when we're doing, people right by and they laughing, you know. Like, look, these guys don't know what the hell's going on. But really, we've been humbled down to understand what's going on. You're the one that don't know what's going on. So they think it's the
Verse 5, how is he numbered among the children of the Most High?
Yeah, how's he numbered? How are they numbered? Them crazy guys screaming and reading Bibles on the corner, they're numbered among the children of the Most High? Yeah.
And his lot is among the saints. Therefore have we erred from the way of truth, in the light of righteousness have not shined unto us, and the sun of righteousness rose not upon us.
That's why they're proud, man. These people are too proud to even come to the outside. The Heavenly Father made his only son, his only begotten son to go through that humiliation. What makes you think we can just skip into the kingdom of heaven being proud as hell, man?
Verse 7, we weary.
That's all they wait from. Some up and some down. That's the only thing on a proud person's mind. What wickedness he can exercise himself in today. And what does the scripture say about pride, man? Pride coming before destruction. It's impossible to enter into the kingdom of heaven being prideful, man. That's the first stages of departing from the heavenly Father. It's pride, man. Because, you know, pride is nothing but you trying to fill a void within yourself. You know, by puffing yourself up in certain areas of your strengths. That's all pride is. Pride is you not acknowledging your faults, but you cover them with a boisterous, very overbearing energy. That's what pride is. And that spirit of pride, it allows you not to be able to purge. It makes you not get into the inward workings of the bitterness of Satan and cast it out, because pride is covering you. That's when you begin to go left. That's why it's a dangerous thing, man. To pray and fast and put ourselves in a very humble state of mind, man. You know, just stay humble, man. Be a servant. Be like Yahweh. Like the scripture say, arm yourselves with this mind. All right? None of us should have a preconceived notion that we're gonna make it on the chariot, man. All right? We should always stay humble, man. We should always, love seeing the brother, man. Love being around the brother. Love reading his testament. And enjoy it, man. Embrace it. And keep that humility, man. And be ready to at any moment to stand for the gospel. You know? This you got a good reward at the end, man. But it's through humility that you gain access to Yahweh Bashim Shah. You know? Because humility is gonna add to your faith. When you understand that you're just a humble servant, and you recognize you need somebody.
Yeah.
When you're proud, you start thinking that you can do it on your own. You got this.
Servant has to depend on this message.
Yeah, that's right. So do we. Yeah. Well, you have physical food too, but we're talking about spiritual food. Yeah. But a proud ass nigga on the job always walk around. I don't need a job. How much you get paid?
Right.
See?
Right.
Proud as hell, knowing good and well he needs the job. He gonna be there first thing tomorrow for the morning. Just walking around acting like he don't need shit. Just being a proud ass sprout. I mean, it's fucking job, man.
I got precept.
I got money.
Yeah, nigga broken
That's a
in
proud nigga.
I got precept.
This Proverbs 22:4. By humility and the fear of the Lord.
I had that on that.
Oh, you had it on that?
Yeah, spirit, yeah.
Are riches and honor and life.
Yeah, it says by humility and the fear of the Lord are riches and honor and life. So that means if you really fully not impressed, but possess that spirit of humility, that means you spiritually rich. That means you have access. You have spiritual resources that you can tap into. All right, because pride is a thorn to the spirit. Man. It choke out the Holy Spirit. Pride, it cannot dwell properly with a proud and malicious energy. Because pride is anti-Messiah. You know, it's leaven. When you look up the word leaven, what is that? I think it's 1 Corinthians 5. When you look up the word leaven, it goes into moral corruption. It goes into being morally corrupt. Yep.
Pride, man, you won't even be able to accept your own faults because you're proud. Too proud to even see it. That strikes the verses, man. They were too proud to accept that this was the Son of Man. Even though they know about the law, they treated the law, the prophets, but their pride did not allow them to accept it. So what? You have
Yeah, we have gone through deserts where there lay no way, but as for the way of the Lord, we have not known it. What have pride profited us?
What's pride going to profit you in the day of judgment? What's it going to do for you? Other than get you destroyed. Yeah.
Or what good have
These riches you get, these worldly possessions, you get proud for, man.
Oh,
See, I did this.
Come Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, man.
or Earl Spencer when he got a near-death accident, he said, man, I'm Superman, goddamn.
That's pride, man. And so you know, pride is, matter of fact, pride is one of the things the Most High hates the most, man. The 7 things he hates. Something like that. And the Lord hates a proud person, man. He hates niggas taking notes. Despises them and the lofty looks. They're gonna be humble, man. What's that?
Isaiah 2nd chapter.
This is Proverbs chapter 8, verse 13. The fear of the Lord is to hate evil, pride and arrogancy, and the evil way, and the forward mouth do I hate.
So it's okay to hate a proud ass nigga, man. The Lord hates him. And a proud person, you can tell them by the countenance, the way they talk, because they're just gonna, they're just oozing out of them. Pride, man.
Yep. You get into defense mode when you have to go into a stage of accountability. And a lot of times, we do mess up. But to defend yourself when you messed up, that's pride. Because it's what's happening is it's trying to cut that demon out of you and release that demon, but that pride in you is trying to hold on to that flaw. And that's why the Lord don't like it, because he can't deal with you. He can't deal with you.
And if I may say, due to that, like you say, that pride demon, that pride and that self-justification spirit, and what'll happen is, like you said, you'll just make 1,000 excuses and to the point where you become inactive on fixing the problem. That is everybody else's fault. Mm-hmm. And well, it's their fault while I'm in this situation.
Yes.
You meet somebody when you be like, well, nah, this is how you are. Like your woman.
Yeah.
Deal with your woman and her pride.
Yep.
You sit there and you try to tell her, like, nah, listen, this is the problem. This is what we need to fix. Well, no, really, that problem comes because you did it.
Yep.
Like that pride puts you in a place where, like our teachers used to say when you're young, when you point one finger, 3 point back at you.
Right. And that's why the Lord can't deal with they hate accountability. Like our spirit been on me recently to say, out of all 3 of the people in the garden that transgressed, Yahweh Shai is the only one that took accountability in his actions. And he was the one that that didn't, you know, he was chilling. You know, he messed up, but guess what? He the only one in that scenario that accepted where he went off at and made it right. The serpent and Eve has yet to admit their flaw in the garden, and it started with they got there.
Unto this day.
You know,
And even
unto
Eve,
this day.
and even Eve now, you bring out that scripture that Eve was in a transgression.
Right.
They gonna try to, well, see, I don't understand that.
Right. And then want to sit up there and say, well, women gotta be the gods of the earth because we get pregnant and we have to push out these babies and have pain. But the reason why you having pain, trick, is because of what you did in the garden.
Right.
So that goes to show you ain't made it right because you still having birth pains. Okay? You still having birth pains. But notice that's why the Lord deal with men. Because now that Yahweh made that rectification and admitted his faults, now we can come up under that spirit and admit ours. We admit into the wrong that we did before the serpent and Eve. Right. Because we following the footsteps of our Lord and Savior. He made it right. He made it right. And the Lord gonna humble a lot of you women, and a lot of you women gonna get right before the serpent get right. So it's gonna be the reverse order of it. The serpent, Eve, then Adam. But we're gonna make it right first. Adam, then Eve, then the serpent. And you women get ready to get humbled. That serpent about to bite your fucking ass, man. Because the white man hates black women. He hates you. He hates your guts. He cannot stand you. He know you are a great pawn for a chessboard.
That's why your ass getting sex trafficked across the goddamn globe.
Yep. The white man really cannot stand the black woman, man. That's why he uses you and puts you against us. He get ready to sting your ass, man. He about to sting you something good, man. And don't sit up there and use that excuse like you were saying. Don't use that excuse. You know, we're our black men. You know, they need to help us. We're under attack. Your kids are under attack. And none of your respect, bitch. Independency.
I want to equal rights.
You don't need a man. You said you don't need a man for nothing.
Right.
So when the serpent get ready to put that poison in your ass, y'all hoes better get together and find the vaccination. Y'all hoes better get together. Y'all better find the vaccination. Because the serpent about to get you, man. And a lot of you women, gonna acknowledge where you fucked up at. And the Lord gonna send you towards certain men to be saved, man. Yeah. You get ready to get corrected too. Don't think for 1 minute that you just gonna slide by and not admit to what you did in that garden, man. That's right. All right, you about to have to pay. You about to have to pay big time, man. That's right.
Women are still held accountable according to the laws, man. The Lord tell you that there's no wickedness, but like the wickedness of a woman, man. Hey, man, women do the most wicked things on the planet, man.
Eat it from my
Who did they get the MO from? The serpent, though. And
that's right.
The most proudest person on the planet, Esau Eve, man.
And you know one thing I noticed too about women, when they have them birth pains, usually the super nigga woman have the worst deliverance. Yeah. They be in the worst pain. But you know them real delicate women from the 40s and 50s, they'll push out 10 babies like it ain't nothing. You know, they'll push it out like it ain't nothing. They be them real super duper demonic women that
big
always
money.
They always have the worst, most painful pregnancy. Because the Lord putting that pressure on them, man.
That's that in Wisdom of Solomon, the 4th chapter, that them unlawful adulterous beds, man. Mm-hmm. You know, a lot of these big demon ass nigga women, they creating a whole line of babies through adultery.
Yep.
See the check you got. I got a precept.
This is Proverbs 30:20. Such is the way of an adulterous woman. She eateth and wipeth her mouth and saith, I have done no wickedness.
Yeah, man. And that's usually the 20th century woman, man. And not even just black women, man. All women like that, man.
Hell yeah.
All women like that. You know? Man, they have zero accountability, man. No. You wouldn't have a feminist movement if you took accountability. Oh? You know? Feminism destroyed the true essence of what a woman is supposed to be.
That's right.
It totally destroyed the family. Destroyed the family, man. Yeah. It destroyed the kids. Feminism destroyed households, man.
Well, feminism is going out to the club at fucking 11, 12 o'clock and popping all kind of dudes and coming back in the house like it ain't nothing, man. Yeah. You know? Feminism is abortions. You know, you have these different women that embrace feminism. They had this one thing where the woman was running with a period blood, flowing down her goddamn leg. And
Right.
she basically standing up for women's rights. Like, what the hell does that got to do with it? That's foul.
Yeah, you got feminism is like brother Albert said earlier. Feminism is Lizzo. Disgusting and shit ass at the game. Kids in it. If my kids is at their game,
I would have threw a spray on that. I would have threw a spray on that.
Should be goddamn
That's what feminism is. Feminism
kissing
has
Indiana
led
brawl.
to the highest rate of domestic violence that the earth has ever seen. Women hit men more than men hit women.
Hell yeah.
And they but they just get away with it. It's just like whatever.
That's what the serpent game is,
Seen this woman crack this nigga John.
That's one of the things that's the serpent, the devil, that's giving Eve, man.
Some of them niggas would be like,
You
oh,
woman, you don't need to be
it's some
in the house.
type of challenge, like a revenge challenge.
You know, one brother was fucking talking in a video recently, and it was about some post. And she was going on a rant talking about if she want to fuck 50 dudes before she want to settle down. You know, she's nonsense, man. That really makes sense. But then you got simps that'll cater to these women, man. Oh, okay, well that's okay. After she's been used and abused, you know.
Kanye West.
Oh, exactly. Prime example.
He's one of the biggest demons that's an Israelite.
If simp had a picture in the dictionary, it'd be Kanye West. Bugged out ass, man. Cause like the brother just read about they do wickedness and they despite their mouth like they ain't do nothing, man. And then you give them a pass for it, man. You know, but what? You know, these men will follow after that, man, and commit wickedness just to be with these wicked women, man. But what? The righteous escape those snares from wicked women, man.
I got something real quick. Dealing with the accountability methods that's coming. This is First Maccabees chapter 1 and verse 24. It says, and when he had taken all away, he went into his own land, having made a great massacre and spoken very proudly. Therefore, there was great mourning in Israel, in every place where they were, so that the princes and the elders mourned, the virgins and young men were made feeble, and the beauty of women was changed. Yeah, so man, when Antiochus came through and did his thing, you women was sitting on the ground, you was crying, you was in a state of confusion, you know, all because you want to be a rebel. Okay? So that's what's coming back to the earth, man. And Esau really know that he gonna come in, he gonna really come running hard, man. He gonna come in here, they training for you women, man. They training for you women. Okay? And y'all, you already know what they're gonna do. They're gonna blame us. Right. Always wanna blame us for everything, man. Alright, but it's gonna get to a point in the spirit where you're gonna have to take that accountability, man. You're gonna have to take that accountability and say you messed up, man. Because if you stand there, you know, those people back there for a month, the Lord ain't gonna want a woman that, you know, through the spirit ain't taking accountability, man. Because you're gonna have to take accountability in that day, man. For know that you was the damn problem. Wondering why the household's all broken up because you're a damn demon. You know? And like this brother just read that the beauty, what to say, their beauty changes. Well, you see all these pretty women out here, man, these Instagram models, that's gonna be a curse to them in that day. Because and a lot of these whores, man, they're ugly as hell. They just cake on layers of makeup and look completely different, man. Wear waist trainers and like that weed, you know. But man, really, man, these women is hurt, man. They hurt. You know, they hurt. But you take a little humble little dark-skinned chick that's not really, she's not really the typical quintessential or the definition of what beauty is to the world. But in that day, the Lord beautified. All right, a lot of the true sisters and the daughters of Zion, they get beautified, man, because they spirit. I met, certain young women. A lot of these women is demon regardless, but you got levels to these women. You got levels to these women. Just being realistic. Some women you can tolerate, you can have a conversation with, but some women you don't even want to. You want to cross the fucking street.
Yeah.
You pull up at man, you pull up at a red light with a nigga woman. It's damn near worse than pulling up with a nigga with a chopper in the car. You want to make a right, look back around, and get back on the right path. You know?
Remember the chick in the SUV the other day?
Oh,
Black
man.
nigga woman
She was about to kill a few people.
yeah, she's flying.
Yeah,
Traffic, yeah.
raining.
I
Damn.
was like, brother, we gotta let her get away from us.
Yep. But the point I was trying to make was you take them humble, not too good looking women, and if you have a conversation with them, as you begin to see their spirit, they begin to look better. Y'all
Oh, yeah.
brothers
That's true.
experience that.
Yeah. Because personality is.
According to the eye, she's not super appealing, but after the conversation, it's like, oh, you know what, she kind of look, look a little different.
A few drinks later.
It's a shallow howl spirit.
What I said. Go ahead. First Maccabees 1 and 27. It says, every bridegroom took up lamentation, and she that sat in the marriage chamber was in heaviness. So the Lord, man, he brought straight wrath to Jacob, and what's getting ready to come to the earth is going to far exceed what happened in Greece, man. And that was a bad time for us, man. That was a very bad time for us. So imagine what's going to come now. And guess what the Lord going to do? Man, he gonna take certain brothers that got family, and he gonna put them in a hiding place, man. The angels probably already got a place of being prepared for what brothers gonna go for a place of refuge. Like when we left out of Egypt, that place of refuge was the wilderness of sin. We went into the wilderness, and then that led us into Israel, man. And the scriptures tell you that, man. Tell you to make a desert as a brook, and my servant shall eat, my servant shall drink. I'll bring it out.
Isaiah chapter 65, verse 13. Therefore, thus saith Yahweh Shah, behold, my servant shall eat, but ye shall be hungry.
Yeah.
Behold, my servant shall drink, but ye shall be thirsty.
That's right, man. And you have to think like, okay, well, how are we going to eat? How are we going to drink? Then think about the accounts. Think about the accounts, man. What happened when we was in the wilderness of sin? The Lord had us with the quail, with the manna. He gave us things when Elijah went into seclusion because of the drought, the famine. The Lord sent the raven 2 times a day to bring him food. So the Lord he already got situations prepared for brothers. Remember, like I always say, Jacob's trouble is for 2/3. Right? Jacob's trouble is not for the 144,000. The hour of temptation is.
Yeah, Mike Brown.
All right, the Jacob's trouble that's going to come, that's not for the elect. That's for 2/3. The only thing we have to worry about is the hour of temptation. But they say that's going to come to what? To try all them that dwell on the earth. But when you read Jeremiah 30:7, when it speaks about Jacob's trouble, it says that but Jacob shall be saved out of it. So that's showing you that there's a particular number where that trouble is not for you. If you did your part in cleaning the house and your brother didn't do his part, his ass in trouble. Not you. Okay? So the Lord has that preparation.
I was gonna say, because in Jeremiah the 30th chapter speaks about their bonds being burst.
Yep.
And that's not talking about, like you said, the 2/3. That's the shithole that we're in.
That's the correction. Because we getting our correction now.
Right.
The correction for the 2/3 is when Esau come down, that whoop, the Most High's whooping stick, that sword. Yep. That's what the 2/3 gonna get their correction, and then they'll come back and they keep it. But what? We're going through the furnace of adversity beginning now.
That's right.
And then with the persecution and everything that's coming, the hour of temptation.
Yep. But the Lord, we all got to pass through that fire, one way or another. Whether it's the fire, the fiery furnace of affliction that we're going through now, which I would rather go, or a missile. I don't want to get into the kingdom of heaven through a missile.
Right.
Okay, because everybody gonna have to pass that line of fire one way or another. So the best thing is to just suffer a little, suffer the stove on low. You know, so I'd rather the stove top be on low, put my hand over than to have a full-fledged missile coming my way. You know, so that's why hey, that's why the Lord say, man, look. Let them alone, man. Pray not for these people, man. They got to go into the kingdom of heaven in a different style, man. Shit, we want our fire to be completed, and we can ride off in style, man. Be sitting up in the outside of the firmament, watching this whole get knocked off. You know,
It's just like the book of Genesis again. What the elect was with Yahweh in the beginning, just like they're gonna be with him again in the beginning.
Yep.
The kingdom of heaven.
Hey, well, that's symbolic of being reborn. That's why it's called what? It's called the adoption. You know, we're gonna have to what? The Lord's gonna this guy got demons on him, man. But I was saying we're gonna be reborn and we're gonna come back down, on the earth through that water, breaking that womb. It's in a new body. That's when the rebirth of our nation is gonna be solidified, man. You know? So this is a whole process. This is a whole process that we're a part of. Okay? You have something, Roger?
Kind of ask a real quick one. Name back to Sirach 40 and 9 to 10. Death and bloodshed, strife and sword, calamities, famine, tribulation, and the scourge. These things are created for the wicked.
That's right. See? It says these things are created for the wicked. So that's why, hey, don't be out here doing no crazy stuff, man. You know, don't be out here wilding out, man. Monitor what you allow to go in and out of your energy, the lust of the flesh to mold you. Because you have certain things in store for people that's being ran by the flesh. All right? Hey, remember when you out here moving around in the world, hey, you gotta be like Clark Kent. You know? Don't never let nobody know how you really get down, man. You get in there, you gotta go to a job or whatever. Hey man, act like a sheep. Hey, what's going on? How y'all doing? Hey, yeah, you know, crack a joke or two. Be harmless. People they'll never be able to read you. Don't be all, you know,
These white people devils, as far as I'm concerned.
right. Wilding out. Like, no, hey, you gotta have a level of you gotta be like a chameleon. You gotta be able to adapt. You know? Because you have certain attractions out here that are trying to lure you in. But you gotta be like King David when he was approached, he pretended to be
mad.
He said he was amazing. He said he was drooling.
Yeah.
When his son was chasing him?
Yeah. He had to hide out. And he said he was acting like he was slow. That's what it's called, being a chameleon. Alright? You gotta know how to do that. But you know, that way Satan can't easily do. You know how easy it is to detect you when you just
Sports.
you know, all that work.
You got to know sports.
Yeah, all that work.
got to.
You know, all that work in the break room, blasting GMS.
Right.
You know, fringed up. You know, it's easy for them demons on the people to be like, I'm gonna try you, but if you acting as if, you know, you of the world, that's a disguise tactic, man. That's a disguise. It's called what? It's called infiltration. You gotta know how to infiltrate, man.
Yeah.
You know, you gotta be undercover.
You gotta be like Donnie Brasco. I had seen an interview, if y'all brothers familiar with that guy, he infiltrated the mafia back in the day, and he was responsible for taking down basically the major crime families. But he was amongst them for I think for a number of years, for damn near like a decade. So he was around the crime, he was around the drugs, he was around the guns, committed crimes, he's seen people get murdered, and at the end of the day, he got relationships with them. You know, he got real close with certain people. And then they asked the dude who asked him when you see the interview, he was like, "Did you actually feel bad for any of these guys going down?" He was like, "Hell no." He said, "I didn't give a fuck about any of them." He said, "They're criminals."
Damn.
He said, I'm here to do a job. He said, at the end of the day, you know, you don't want to be one of them jakes that I kind of like this place. You know?
Right, like the movie, the actual movie, In Too Deep.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, that's true. That's true. And like the guy, Mike Epps, like Omar Epps. Omar Epps, he was a cop But then he started, you know, he was sent on a task, you know, then he became a part of the streets. He got in too deep to where he became a part of it. That's why you can't be giving yourself into the world.
Yes.
All right? And the scripture say what? Use the world as not abusing it. So you got to get what you can get from it, but get out of there.
Get the fuck out.
Get out of there, man. Chill at the house, bro. Crack open a bottle of wine and just be simple. Find a series. You know, if you done read and you done studied and prayed, get a bottle of wine and watch a series on Netflix. Watch a movie, exercise.
Put a onesie on.
You know, but burn some fire logs.
Because you don't want to put yourself in situations where you don't need to be, because like the brother just read, all the blood, the famine.
You lost me with that one.
And that's the time of Jacob's trouble. So and we know we at the door of the time of Jacob's trouble. So you don't want to put yourself in a situation you don't need to be in. That's right. You know, you got to be wise as serpents, man. You really got to understand what that means, man. You got to be like your house child. You know? Right. You got to walk and be vigilant. You know, your head got to be on a swivel. You got to be circumspect.
If I may say, like the bishop was going into, Neo and Morpheus in the gang on Matrix, they just go into the Matrix, go eat pizza. Like, you know, when they entered into the Matrix, it was for a cause or a purpose or a mission, or it had a real reason. But they just didn't like, hey, you know, hey Trinity, you just want to go and go dancing? Right. I mean, don't get me wrong, because Jacob take that the wrong way. When you tap into the Matrix,
because you might say that you're going to the store. Next thing you know, you going from the store to so and so. You met this guy that he trying to get you to go. You know, say it's a party downtown. Next thing you know, you in the goddamn club. Yeah. You know, so when you on a mission, you got to say, all right, this is what I'm doing today. And you hold yourself to what you're gonna do. And then like brother say, from point A to point B, you get in and you get the hell out of there, man.
That's it. Because it's a dangerous. Hey man, Babylon is dangerous, man. You know, you know, the former cat, he would always act as if it was easy to defeat the world. These girls ain't gonna throw me off. This ain't gonna throw me off. Like, man, do you understand how powerful of a kingdom this is? And there's levels to the world, man. There's levels to the world. You can't say what you can beat if you ain't never been on that level. It's Satan to bring you to that level and show you how deep Babylon go, man. The rabbit hole go deep. I don't even want to know the layers of getting deeper into this place, man. I'm simple. I'm we good with where we at. You know, we good with where we at, man, through the Spirit. If the Lord give us a blessing or something like that, we distribute our blessings. That's right. We don't use that and be like, it's time, go time now.
Get that big,
get blessings.
Get that big pen.
And we be like, you know what I'm saying? Brother out, you know what I'm saying? She needs something, you know? We don't want nothing from this fucking place. You know? Go ahead, Al.
This is Philippians chapter 4, verse 11. Now that I speak in respect of one, for I have learned, and so whatever state I am, therefore to be content.
Yep. Hey, to be content. Hey, the scripture say, matter of fact, somebody get that in 1 Timothy chapter 6. Godliness with contentment is great. And the scripture say, I both know how to be hungry and to suffer, to be full, and to also suffer hunger. How to be abased and how to abound. The scripture say, give me not poverty nor riches. All right, meaning you content with where Yahweh Bashama Shah got you. Of course, we want riches, but not here. All right, we don't want it. It's corrupt.
All you're gonna do is if they drop a bag on you right now, all it's gonna do is put you in a situation where now you're dealing with some hole that been ran through from four corners of the earth. Your name is out there. Yep. All you're gonna do is through the Spirit really is just gain a drug addiction.
Yeah.
That's all riches get you in America is a drug addiction.
That's true. More money, more problems.
More money, more problems.
You gotta worry about people trying to sue you. You know, you gonna always have to worry about court cases and who's gonna sue you. And it's a big fucking game. The way riches is controlled in America is just horrible.
You're a bigger radar. That's why you'll go through situations like this. What was this guy, OJ? when he had murdered his wife, he had to pay damn near $10 million. I think it was about $5 million to his lawyer to hire the dream team to get him off. So you might accumulate 20, 30 million, you know, but guess what? Your woman might divorce you, put you on spousal support, child support, you know, alimony, all these different things, and you gotta release a big sum of the bag. And then, in order to get accumulate major riches, you have to take all these classes. It take hella time to get to apprehend certain skills, and all that time that you put towards it, that's like I said, you stretch thin. You gotta put time towards certain courses and all this bullshit, as well as working. You gotta damn near work 2, 3, 4 jobs in order to maintain. And then you're gonna have bigger lust. Now you want the new Benz that's coming out this year. You want the new McLaren or whatnot. You know.
Oh, not to mention you're gonna meet new demons.
New demons.
You know, cause you ain't gonna be worth a whole bunch of money, rubbing shoulders with the low levels. You're gonna get on your level.
Floyd Mayweather go broke. See how many of his cliques gonna be around.
Right.
Everybody going.
He
paid everybody around.
He got all them people that was down that knew what he was doing. Now they jumping ship. Now they jumping ship.
Like they were never part of the plan.
Yeah, this is a 30-year run this man had.
Robert,
no, you was a part of the whole schematics of it too.
He was shipping them shit over.
Nigga was paying you was hiding the information. You ain't getting paid no more. Now you popping shit. You know, so that's why in the spirit, going back to the point, just be content, man. You know, somebody got
They did that shit to Mike Vick.
1 Timothy
With the
6.
dog.
They do it all 6. But godliness with content is great gain.
But see, the key word there is what? Is godliness.
Yeah.
You know, you got to carry yourself in the fashion of a god.
Right.
Okay? You got to carry yourself in the fashion of a god. That means spirit. The word God means power. But you gotta have pure energy, pure power. Okay? You can't let corruption distort you. Alright? Because money is corrupt. Money is not even really money. It's really a freaking trick. Alright? When you look up you know what the word money in the etymology line, it says a tradable coin. Money was never paper. Okay, it was always a valuable resource. Yep, it's a measurement. Yep, a lot of people don't know. Right. You know, but the scripture says godliness with contentment is great gain. That's how you grow in the spirit.
That shit don't add up shit. You couldn't possibly be enjoying them like doing all these different endeavors and shit.
If they don't, we're not chasing that $1 million.
John Witherspoon said that.
He was having the best company in America. Right.
He said, well, that's how we do it.
And the Lord said, you can't go
And then Jake that is chasing all of these riches and all of that, they look at you like, I wouldn't be doing shit. Man, why you that mindset? What's wrong with that mindset? You gotta want more. You gotta want more for yourself. Yeah, I'm hell in my business. What you talking about? I ain't sleeping on the street. You know, I got food in the fridge. Got a car, a house. You know, clothes. I just don't want the excessive bullshit that comes with that.
I don't need $150 steaks on this side.
Yeah.
That ain't even worth it.
You know what I'm saying?
I go buy me a nice prime cut, you know, for the LO. and marinate that, marinate that thing, soften it up, and I'll be good. You know?
Proverbs chapter 11, verse 4. Riches profit not in the day of wrath, but righteousness delivered from death.
That's right, because the scriptures in the day of wrath, man. All right, because it's not eternal. All right, it's not eternal. You know how many different money systems transpired throughout history? Hey, name some forms of currency. You had the mint.
The stick.
You had a salary that was soft.
You had salary. You had
what was this?
It was all kind of different. You had the barter system.
You had a branch. They use branch tree branches as money.
Yeah.
Sticks.
Yeah, sticks.
In the hoods, that's why when you go into a lot of these hood Walmarts, they have the Tide detergents hidden behind the thing because now niggas in the streets use that as currency. Like between drug deals and stuff like that, crackhead. That's why and niggas that have Tide, that's currency.
In prison, ramen noodles is the currency. If you
look
at how they shows you how ramen is the best product to use as an exchange. Basically, all the different diversifications you can do with ramen is the best thing to actually use as currency because when dealing with currency, you need something such as gold. Gold is the best product, and it's the most expensive because I think it's the only alloy or the only mineral that's gold. It's malleable. It's so many different things that you could do with gold where it sets the precedence above all other minerals. You see, so it's the best thing to exchange. So it's a lot of things that come into play when dealing with a currency and such.
And that leads all the way back to the point. If currency has changed so much throughout history, why even get yourself into it to the point to where it's just straight throwing your spirit out? You know,
you putting your effort into something somebody can take from you. Yeah. Someone can take your money overnight. Somebody can mug you in the alley, and now you broke.
Yep. Hurt.
All these banks now, zero.
Yeah, bank rush. So bank rush happens. You can have $10,000 in the bank. If a bank rush happens, that money is no good. You're not gonna see that.
It don't even, and they can just act as if it didn't even exist.
Yeah, one button.
You know, that's it. All your data is gone. You know, bring that out. Huh?
This is Proverbs chapter 23, verse 5. But thou set thine eyes upon that which is not, for riches certainly make themselves wings. They fly away as an eagle toward heaven.
Yeah, man, say riches make themselves wings, man. That's why they say what? You know, I'm blowing money fast.
Yeah.
You know, I'm blowing that money fast. The money, hey, how the saying go? It's here today, it's going tomorrow. You know?
Look at Allen Iverson.
Right. You know, hey, you got to remember, man, that the real money, the real penny is salvation. That's the access to the treasure, humility, faith. You know, that's why the scripture saying, what was that? 1 Peter 1:7. It says that the trial of your faith being much more precious than fine gold, man. So that's the real money, man. Because can't nobody steal that. Don't nobody know where you ain't got your faith stored away in the safe. Your faith is in Yahweh Shai. That's right. Can't nobody get to Yahweh Shai and say, hey, can I have a rock's faith? You know, it's go up there creeping, trying to,
Run that faith.
Yeah, no, it's a stick up. It's a stick up. Give me your faith. Give me your faith. No, you can't do that. It ain't tangible. It's incorruptible. It can't be taken unless you give it away. That's the only way faith can be taken from one, is if you give it away.
You die.
All right, through temptation.
You die.
You know, that's what Satan wants. He want to tempt you to the point where you denounce your faith.
That's why the scripture says that no man take that crown, man.
There you go.
If I may say to what you're saying too about faith, is really truly faith never goes away. It's really you just transfer it into something else. Instead of you having faith in Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, now you put your faith in yourself, or you put your faith in your money, your riches, your guns, another God. But faith don't ever go away. It's just you just decided I don't have faith in this no more.
Right, absolutely. It's transferred. You know, and that's what happens. People, entities want to steal that.
Yep.
They want you to put it into them. Hey, it's just like banks. You know, it's the same thing. Hey, you should come and come bank with us.
We'll give you $200 if you open up a new account with us.
Just come and put your money. Let us watch over your money. You know, next thing you know, your ass getting hit with all kind of hidden fees.
Monthly fee,
And then you start thinking like, when I was with this bank, I used to get loans and all this stuff. Now all of a sudden, I invested in this and this kicking me in my ass, man.
Yep.
So that's why the scripture say that in Proverbs 23:5, man. Riches certainly make themselves okay. Money corrupts, man. It's a defense, and it answers all things, but it's corrupt if it's used without balance.
This is Matthew chapter 6, verse 19. Lay not up yourselves treasures upon earth, where moth and rust doeth corrupt, and where thieves break through and steal.
Yes.
Storing cash in your mattress. Jay got 30 grand in his mattress. You got some Jake's working for a 401k, Social Security pension, storing things up that market corrupt, man. Like the brother said, it's corrupt. Not only is it corruptible itself, but it corrupts you. That's why the scriptures say that love of money is the root of all evil, man. Because money will have you doing anything out here. Look at these celebrities, man. They do all kind of abominations, man. Just for what? That money.
You got to have this guy Boot Gang. This guy started out as a broke ass nigga in Florida, and he just did anything and started getting money. It corrupted his ass, and now all of a sudden he want to, act like he's the fucking the peanut planters guy. Now you missed the etiquette. know, and did all that bullshit. Now you the one people need to go to for etiquette one-on-one. And you start out as a broke ass nigga. TIP.
Yeah.
That's another one, man. That's another one. Broke, degenerate ass music, got money. Now all of a sudden he want to try to, channel a Martin Luther King deal.
Yeah. When he got locked up and started snitching. Now he a goddamn activist.
The route this nigga going, he gonna get it a humanitarian award from BET. You know,
It ain't killing money.
right.
David
Still
Banner.
killing Mike though. And they can't.
Right. Yeah, man.
Verse 20, but lay up for yourselves treasures in heaven, where neither moth nor rust doeth corrupt, and where thieves do not break through nor steal.
See, that's why I was saying a thief can't go up into heaven and steal your faith, man. You know?
About that penny that we're working for, man. And that penny that we're working for, it can't be taken away, man. Because what? It's stored up in the heavens, man.
Yep.
It's not a carnal thing. It's a spiritual thing, man. And that's where you're. Well, actually, keep going.
Verse 21, for where your treasure is, there will your heart be also.
That's right. So wherever your treasure is, whatever you're working for, whatever's precious unto you, because what? Treasure is precious unto you. You know? That's where your heart's going to be. That's what you're going to be after. That's what you're going to be putting your life on the line for. You know? So the best place to lay your treasures is where? In the heavens, man.
That's right.
Store them up in the heavens. So then what? In that day, like the brother read, the richest prophet not in the day of wrath. So what? In the day of wrath, you're gonna be able to cash in that spiritual treasure.
That's right.
But now you can't cash in a $100 bill in Jacob's trouble. That's gonna be fired. You know, you can fire.
Start that fire with that shit.
Yeah.
This is Sirach 31 and 6, the topic of money. It says, gold hath been the ruin of many, and their destruction was present. It is a stumbling block unto them that sacrifice unto God.
Yeah, and that's the most heavily coveted thing in today's time is carnal riches. Gold, silver, jewelry, diamonds, you know, material, and it's a materialistic society. You had this whole Madonna, she had that song Material Girl back in the day. I'm a material girl, living in a material world. And that's the mindset that majority of these men have. See, back in the day, that was a thing of women. They want all the nice, possessions. You know, the diamonds are a girl's best friend, the fur, the different materials from France and Europe, different parts of the world. But see, now that type of mentality is on men now. You see these different rappers and these top celebrities, they always speaking about European clothing. All right, they're speaking about jewelry. They're speaking about diamonds. That's all they speak about. All right, that's not really even the makeup of a man to always speak about the material that he possesses. A man's riches is defined by the wisdom, integrity, his name. His name. Because the scriptures speak about how his name is regarded as riches. That's what actually makes your value intrinsically go up. You see? But everything in this world is intrinsically worship. That's why whatever you invest your money into nowadays, it depreciates. You get you a nice car, it depreciates. You buy diamonds. You know, you got these jakes that spend $120,000, $200,000+ on these diamond chains. You can't, when you reappraise these different products and things of that nature or try to sell them when you go broke, they don't even retain their value.
Yeah.
So how much is it truly worth? It's not worth a damn thing. The most valuable thing on the planet Earth is the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of Yahweh Shema Shah. Nothing comes close. That's bar nothing.
Because they make that rule in the world, they follow those same things that Ecclesiastes talk about, wisdom, how to store your money, how to be kingly minded and stuff. But they got something nice.
And if you ain't balling on an elite level, like Esau, then you ain't doing it, man. Just keeping it plain Jane. Because Esau possesses resources. Pursuing the Job 9:24, his power is due to what he controls. It says souls of men, traffic. fatness of the earth. Jake doesn't have the fatness of the earth. You might have you a $2-3 million net worth. That ain't the fatness of the earth. Who's paying you that $2-3 million? Who's taxing those millions of dollars?
I was gonna say you to my resources. I was looking on Business Insider and they were talking about what's the word I want to say? Like a mountain that they found in Africa or like a valley or whatever. And basically it was worth $1 billion and it was just granted. Like the average Jake, we don't, you know, Esau, like how you say that to be lonely. But Esau will buy a piece of land, right? And they'll have archaeologists come in, like historian archaeologists come in. They'll survey the land underneath it to make sure maybe this was on his land before. Because you could just buy a piece of land, not even know, oh, it's sitting on a lot of riches. And Esau knows that. Esau, before he ain't just gonna build this on this building, on this land, he gonna go in, we need to make sure what's under the ground first. Because why we gonna waste money going up, when we should go down and get what's in it. Billion, we don't like $1 billion valley of granite. That's lifetimes of money right there.
I'm just telling him that car right there was. I said, oh, okay. And then kept moving.
It is a stumbling block unto them that sacrifice unto the Lord, and every fool shall be taken therewith.
Yeah, and the scripture speak about also in Sirach, that 22, the sacrifice, which is the sleep. It says sleep.
So he stayed for
watching the riches drive
then
away
he
sleep.
stopped coming out
So
again for like
instead of sleeping your normal 8 hours a day, which 8 hours a day is proven of sleep to be healthy and beneficial for you. Now you got to drop that 8 hours to 5 hours, 4.5, 3 hours. You know, some people take a little nap here and there. Cat nap.
Like that.
We call it power nap. You got to take a quick power nap to get up and chase more money. Because like I said, when you make money, more us is involved. So you don't want just one car, now you want 3. That 3 turns to 6. Now there's 6 car payments. You got to maintain those 6 when they break down. And then Jacob have these luxury cars. You ain't just got a little junkie off the street, so to speak, that's fixing your car. You got to take them to the dealerships where they bust your head wide open. And Esau just throwing them, you know, I had to put in a new radiator, I had to put this and that. Because Jake don't be knowing that. That's why they take it to the dealership. You know, you just fix it. Just see it's smoking. I don't know what it was over. Oh, yeah, I'll fix it. You know, after they get done with it, it's fucking $2,500.
That's like I think McLarens. I think those supercars. They say I think McLarens. You gotta actually ship your car back overseas to get it serviced, or you gotta have somebody from the factory overseas come over here and service your car.
Yeah, how much you pay?
How much you think? That's why most people. I was watching this thing. This guy was saying, he's like, man, some of these cars you can't keep up with the maintenance on. $50,000. Like these is race cars, so $50,000 tire rotations and shit like that.
Jake doing all that just to ride 40 mile per hour down the road, man. And who is you racing?
Just giving them the rope.
If you over 60, you're gonna get a super speeder ticket.
I said they on land like the elite had acres of land. Then you could use a car, but you can't flash for nobody unless you have two.
Nigga, you live in Midtown Atlanta.
Right.
Yeah. Light the light.
Yeah, light the light.
That's it. Light the light. Take a. No sense.
Fucking up your clutch.
Like, we got demons on, man.
Well, we see it right here.
Yo, we see it.
Blessed is the rich that is found without blemish and have not gone after gold.
Yeah, and that's us. We're the ones that's blessed because we possess the riches of Yahweh, and we're not running as a unit to get more gold, to get more silver. You know, we're not in that gold rush mentality.
Yes, sir.
We know where the gold is located, and we're not fighting. This is not a rat race where I'm tripping this brother up. You know, I'm kicking this brother. We fighting tooth and nail to get to the crown. We're working together. We're working in conjunction. We're cohesive. Whatever this brother does compliments me, whatever I do compliments him. This is harmony. This is harmony, you see? We're all playing instruments in sync to get to a specific goal. And Jake doesn't have that mentality nowadays. Jake is always about getting over, getting up on a certain level to talk down upon their own people. See, I got this. You ain't got that. I got this. I can take your bitch. I can take that from you. I can get somebody to knock you off.
Big bank take little bank.
Yeah, big bank take little bank. But that's a wicked, that's a beast-like mentality, man.
Yeah.
We're supposed to be uplifting each other, right? We're all at the bottom. From even these Floyd Mayweathers, these guys that you think got all them niggas at the bottom too, man.
Yeah.
You know?
It's all about nation and who's that? The cream of the crop for that.
Nationalism, yeah.
You say you only as strong as your weakest link?
That's why certain Americans can still are way better than Jake is in society.
Yeah.
Even if they do get robbed.
Yeah. What makes them at the bottom is they're expendable.
Yeah.
You look at like I think that was you posted the timeline of the richest entertainers from 90s to now. Man, them niggas they might be rich for like 5 to 10 years. That's it.
Mike Tyson.
Oh, Mike Tyson.
We was talking about was at the top. Yeah. Like every 5 years, you just see him drop right back in the top.
It's like where that money going though?
Because you got to keep fighting. You got to keep maintaining that. And these careers that make the most lucrative money that Jake covets most after, they don't have longevity. Football, you have these different linebackers that's literally ramming their heads like they're goddamn rams themselves into another. Your brain wasn't designed to ram into another individual.
Right.
It don't matter how durable that helmet is.
Yeah.
That's why afterward they have concussions. They always have to take therapy. They have to take painkillers. And you might have got, you might have ran a $200, $300 million in your career, 6, 7, 8 year career span, but you got to take painkillers for the rest of your life. You still got a long lifespan. You might be a boxer.
Yep.
You've been taking blows to the head constantly for a check. And then your woman might divorce you. So here it is. You might
take half.
And take half. But that shit was she was a what? She was a goop, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So this world is full of L's, man. We're not winning on the other side. The victory comes by getting to the finish line in the truth, man.
That's right.
No, that was it.
Six and 10. Yeah, like 6 and 7. Down.
Okay. This is 1 Timothy chapter 6, verse 7. For we brought nothing into this world, and it is certain we can carry nothing out.
Yeah, we was born in this world as naked, man. And we're gonna leave this world the same way. But it's about leaving the right way. Because the scripture speak about it's a particular way that the elect are gonna be honest with by deliverance. And the riches is not gonna be grasped by hand, so to speak. It's about the knowledge and wisdom that you possess internally, man. This thing is about internal riches. All right, how much knowledge that you possess, the wisdom, like I said, the integrity, the moral uplifting, who you are, character, your characteristics. That's where your value or your net worth is defined, man. Jake looks at somebody's possessions, and materials to see how much a man is worth. That's why the scriptures tells you in Sirach how a rich man, whatever he says, they expose it to the clouds. These Grant Cardones, these Ty Lopez's, these what's this guy? Mark Zuckerberg, this big guy, Warren Buffett. Whatever he says is gold. Because what? His net worth speaks volumes. You see these guys with $1.5 billion net worth, $710 million net worth, $314 million. Whatever they say, they have tons of asses in the seat when they actually have these seminar meetings. They make a big deal. And even these pastors, these Joel Osteens, these TD Jakes that fly all over the world. I think I was looking at the top 10, and they had this one cracker ass pastor. I forget his name. He's the #1 pastor in the world. But
Joel
Osteen. It wasn't Joel Osteen. I think it was somebody that was above him. It might have been Joel. I know Joel Osteen is one of the top, but I think it was somebody that they rated
Peter Popoff
at that time above him. And he's all about basically taking money from the congregation. Got all kind of private jets. And he was the guy that white woman rolled up on, and she had the mic.
And she was like,
yeah, I seen that,
Is
yeah.
it right for you to have private jets and this, that, and the other? And he was justified. Well, it says Abraham was rich as hell. He like, shit, yeah, I'm taking the money from him, but hey, the Bible says so. So that's the mentality of the masses of these people. But they accepted it. You had who wasn't trying to get that private jet a couple years ago? When the black
I think Creflo.
And you had
They try to get
Creflo and Nate. But we dealing with Creflo right now. Creflo was speaking about getting that private jet, and you had women driving the MARTA bus, riding on the MARTA, talking about donating money for a private jet. You see, that's the foolishness of our people.
Yeah.
And we're not even coming in that spirit. We're not looking for tithes and offerings. We're not looking for a percentage of your bank account. We're doing, the scripture says, freely receive, freely give. Man.
Yeah. You have it's some of those preachers that have like 2 or 3 different little churches or whatever. They might have one big one or one that big yet. And they take and fly, with the helicopter from one church to the next, and then do the service here, then they get on the helicopter
and drop off to the next point. And I was watching interview. They take a lot of money. Hell yeah, private jets, and you have to pay for the pilot. You have to maintain that bad boy. Yeah, the fuel, jet fuel, shit, that shit. That ain't gas. We struggle with gas money.
When we struggle with them 20 in the
You have to train after go dinner.
You said 20 in the tank. That's a good day.
Shit.
Put 3 on 3.
How much more jet fuel,
Yeah.
And I was watching, like I said, I was watching an interview there speaking about how church ain't nothing but entertainment.
Oh yeah.
That's all it is. The guy was Godfrey, he was speaking to Vlad, one of Vlad interviews. And they were just saying the plain, like, man, look, church is nothing but entertainment.
That's it.
That's why Kanye West, he went to the church, the so-called religious platform. Because you can make a lot of money with individuals and churches. They all about putting their money towards the cause, but they're not growing. That's the thing about these congregations. They put all this money into it, but they don't level up. So,
says, verse 8, and having food and raiment, let us be there with content.
Yeah, if you got the clothes to put on your back, and you actually feeding yourself every day, that's all you need. You got your shelter, the bare necessities. You got your shelter, you got your vehicle and transportation, that's all you need. It don't matter if you're in a $7,000 car or $15,000, $20,000, $30,000.
That's right.
You don't need all that extra perks.
Nope.
And Jake get real extra because these women are extra.
Yeah.
They don't want a nigga in a Tahoe or a nigga in a Chevy. What's being most marketed nowadays? Business. And it's European luxury. Beamer, Beamer, Benz, Bentley.
Yeah.
All these European vehicles,
Right.
which is really the devils over there.
Yeah.
That's pushing a plan in America for Jake to actually spend more money to get them richer.
Oh, fucking Dick Tracy.
He think he on the road.
That's
You
awesome.
know you go on the wrong way. He like, this my shit anyway.
It probably literally is his road.
The best people that look at it and learn that from, that these humble, not doing all that, is older people.
Yeah, older people.
Older Israelites, men and women, them sick days.
I didn't know I was coming to camp, so I must have, I took it out my book bag.
2-bedroom or 3-bedroom, whatever they got, the same car.
They call it minimalists.
Yeah, they cool with that.
It's like a whole movement now.
You got a lot of people living off grid. That's a new thing now. Once a lot of because they tired of the media. They get tired of all that bullshit. Man, I go fucking live in the woods. And build out a little van like shit.
The tiny houses.
Tiny houses.
They set up the solar network. A couple solar panels, running water system.
And that's the ancient way of life. That's the ancient way of life. You got your food, you got your necessities.
And you know what they call that? See, like you'll see a celebrity that made big bank back in the 90s, the early 2000s, they just vanished. You be like, man, they fell off. Nah, they didn't fell off. They just don't want to be fucking seen no more.
Right.
Yeah.
They get tired of that mainstream bullshit. People always taking pictures of them in their face. They get tired of their bullshit ass artificial friends that always want money. Their entourage and all that garbage. They have that garbage life. Because
it's a trashy lifestyle. Whenever you have money and people always around you and always wanting things from you, that's not. People fall into depression like that, man. You know, the real, like you said, the natural way of living is an ancient style. Yeah, like our forefathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Solomon. These men, they were rich, but they wasn't always about. They wasn't trying to be on mainstream prophets. They wasn't trying to go to the land of Edom and be known there. Go to the land of Ham and be, you know, like how Jacob today they tour and they'll go all over the world. Jacob wasn't like that back in the day. They would have money. They would accumulate money from whatever their whatever occupation that they would do, but they would always go back to their quarters, do their thing. They didn't want people to see. They had a level of privacy. You know, and that's the mentality you should be in. Man. That's right. It ain't about being seen. You got jakes that want to be on Instagram. Get likes. Likes and comments is the new drug. Man. Some more on that. Literally. Yeah.
Said, but they that will be rich fall into temptation and a snare, and into many foolish and hurtful lusts, which draw men in destruction and perdition.
Perdition and destruction. Yeah, and it said that they will be rich fall into a snare, which is a trap. Because the higher you get, the more traps that are laid out. You know, these different credit bureaus, these different contractual agreements with the fine prints that you don't even know what the hell it means. Right. You know, you have to go through all these things when you start to get money. And that's why a lot of these celebrities or entertainers, they don't own their masters, man. Bad deals. They have bad deals. 360 deals. Oh, I seen that one video with what was it? TLC. Back in the day, there was I think we broke. They was getting Grammy. They said, "Look, we broke, y'all." All that money that y'all made from all these different because they was hitting at that time. Man, it was on the chart. It was up there. You know, they was like, "Look, we broke." Well, the white boys was taking all that money out of their Birdman. Yeah. Birdman. Taking all that money. It's a little bit more now? It's like 2 or 3 more verses.
For the love of money is the root of all
That's
evil.
it right there. See, for the love of money. Now, of course, we have to utilize this money, but the scripture says use it, don't abuse it. Because the more you abuse a habit, it abuses you. You see somebody that, which they have 2 types of drug addicts. They have, what's the level 1? They call them controlled drug addicts.
Substance abuse or?
Well, it's a word where they do drugs, but
They microdose.
no. It's kind of like a controlled drug addict. I forget the word that they actually functional.
Oh, yeah.
Functional addicts. Now they do drugs, but it's not abusing them.
Recreational.
Yeah, they're like a recreational or functional drug addict. You know, they might go to the job, they ain't smoking crack in the bathroom or something. You know, they can get through 8 hours without doing the drugs. Then they get home, you know.
Some people call them social, you know, how you social drinker or whatever. Some people are social, you know, drug addicts.
So they might do it when they're amongst peers. And then you have the next level, which is the extreme level, which is basically abusive drug addicts. Well, like I said, they might be sniffing the whole line in the bathroom. Like, yo, you might go to the bathroom like, yo, why they in this store so long? That Wolf on Wall Street.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like Wolf on Wall Street, Pimp Smoke.
And that's what goes on behind the scenes of Hollywood, and really, you see a lot of these high-rises, probably some damn Edomites up there fucking freaking off and on lines of coke. That's what goes out. That's what goes down behind the scenes.
And like I was saying, because it all comes back to abusing, you know, and you have people that abuse money, man. Money is a substance, and like the older brother was saying, it's substance abuse. Spending. A spending habit is an abusive habit. You be amongst a woman, you know, you might have a woman, she always wanna goddamn run your check, man. Whatever you might make, and I know a couple of jakes like that. They actually they might have a woman that take money out their bank account. They might have money, you know, just give them the card. They'll just give them the card. And they buying all kind of unnecessary shit that they don't need. Because they have a spending habit. And that's it. Like I said, and it goes back to the love of money. Cause this money ain't even worth nothing, man. You know, a lot of times, you might have money like, man, look, man, I just got it at this point. I ain't finna be spending just to spend.
Yeah, right.
You shouldn't even be in that mentality. Like, I just got $2,000-$3,000. What I'm gonna spend it on? Whatever. Yeah. Look, bro, just let the money sit.
Right.
You know, you put it to a certain account. You put it to a certain account. Yeah, to save, to invest. That's really how Esau, because even though Esau's the goddamn devil, I say that, proclaim that, a lot of these devils have discipline with their money.
Yeah.
They know how to let money sit for fucking 25, 30 years.
Oh, that's let that thing sit. Yeah.
Jay can't let their money sit for 20 minutes.
Oh, one of them tax seasons roll
Oh,
on.
that tax season, what? Jay gonna take their car, try to transfer. Here it is, Jake might make $30,000 a year, but they got a $40,000 car. What kind of system is that thing?
Live beyond your means.
Yep.
It goes back to the love of money.
Yep.
Read that part and
I got something. Verse 10, for the love of money is the root of all evil.
Yeah, so you get deep rooted in evil. And that evil is attached to envy, it's attached to jealousy, it's covetousness, covetousness, you know. It gets attached to all these different wicked and ill intents. And you can't break that habit. And it starts to become a demonic cycle. And then you start to be amongst and you have fellowship with people that's of that same particular ilk, man.
Yeah.
That's why your man's on the side of you might be plotting on your woman, plotting on your car. You know, and in most cases, when most people get robbed, it's the people that's closest to them.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
Because they know what you got in your house. A lot of these jakes that are like R. Kelly, he got his house fucking vacant. His house was vacant when he came in one day. I don't even know if brothers remember that video. He been going through it.
I saw it. Yeah.
But
It's like a wooden house. The inside looked.
Yeah, he recorded it. He showed his shit was empty. Johns Creek, that's where we're located.
Oh,
yeah,
shit.
that's what, and it was his closest road dog.
Yeah.
I guarantee you it was somebody that was real close to him, that knew what he had.
Yep.
He was fast known. You know, probably went inside, the dog was familiar with the individual. He probably had a fucking Rottweiler or a K9. But he knew it was they took that too. You know? And robbed him blind, man.
Yeah, because if I could add to that, you made a heavy point about the intent. Because money, like the brother's going into, money is just an object. It's the intent behind what you're actually, using the money for. What's your intent? Is it the money, or do I want financial security? You know what I'm saying? The intent behind it is what judges your character.
Yeah.
Right.
You know?
And you start to see the intents of men when shit hits the fan, and you got to start dishing out a couple of Federal Reserves. You got some brothers, hey, hell yeah, man, how much you need? Yeah, I can do so and so. You got some of them. I said, $50? I don't know, man.
He loaded now.
Body language today, man, cut it off, man. We got $4,500 in that bank account, man. You gonna get bigger with it anyway. You know? Be the same Jays that'll go downtown, taking these women to these nice, Chris and all this bullshit.
Take them to that same 50 and go spend it on the bullshit.
Yeah.
Or they go to Magic City.
Yeah.
Going on some fat asses. You got something?
I got something. Oh, come on, got something.
I get it real quick. Mark 8 and 35. For whosoever will save his life shall lose it, but whosoever shall lose his life for my sake in the Gospels, the same shall save it.
Yeah, that's right. We don't have any lives on the side. It's about sacrificing the little bit that we do have for that which is right, man. Because at the end of the day, what you trying to gain here? There is nothing. The optical illusion, the major illusion is there is nothing here. You do all this, you work hard to get you a car, get you a house, get you this, get you that, so we still not fulfilled.
Yeah. From a young age, Esau will they'll put that image of the American dream. Oh, you gotta go get the American dream. There is no. That's what they tell you. There is no fucking American dream.
Right.
Right. It's an illusion.
Chase that illusion.
Verse 36. For what shall it profit a man if he shall gain the whole world and lose his own soul? Or what shall a man give in exchange for his soul? So yeah, there's nothing ultimately like the brother's going into is losing your soul basically means you're losing all your morals.
Yeah.
You losing, you losing your character because this money has really won you over. You've corrupted your soul. Now you basically, and that's how a lot of these celebrities and entertainers feel. They're like, damn, man, that's why they all depressed. Money don't buy happiness.
Right.
You lost your soul. Now you got to deal with okay, yeah, you can buy whatever you want, but ultimately it's to your destruction. It's not fulfilling.
And they're gonna take the chip.
And they're gonna take the chip. That's the icing on the cake.
Because even though, like, say for instance, you might have a $6-7 million net worth, you know, you might have 6-7 houses. A lot of times you got, like I said, you gotta run around the goddamn world to maintain these houses and these cars and all these taxes. Taxes and things. You gotta pay for it, but you have accountants, so you have individuals that keep record of all your information. You gotta pay all these different people out the behind and things of that nature. Like you said, it's not fulfilling. That's why a lot of these celebrities come out and be like, look, man, I think Miley Cyrus said something like that back in a couple of years back. She was speaking about how basically her life ain't shit. You know, she's like,
Right when they get by the camera.
Yeah. I'm living the best life and this, that, and that. Even like, this shit don't mean nothing. A lot of individuals, I was watching a video when Warren Buffett said it. People like, look, man, my life ain't too much different than y'all. He was like, I might have a little bit more rooms in my house. So I think I probably got like 50 rooms, you know. Yeah, heated floor. But you know, Jake be like, yeah, whatever, nigga. Shit. That goddamn waterfall in the middle of that goddamn palace. Nigga, I'm living in a shack, you know. But at the end of the day, it's not worth anything. None of this stuff is worth anything. The end game is to get up out of this kingdom.
That's right.
For the real kingdom, all right? For a real rest. Everlasting. We ain't got to pay bills. You don't have a fat ass plate, but guess what? You're gonna own the world. Right. When you own something, whatever sits on top of that, they gotta pay for that. See? If somebody actually, if you build something up and you have an individual that lives in that residence, they pay taxes to you. You're gonna be a tax. Basically, you have taskmasters, and you'll have individuals that pay taxes, and you'll be the landlord of the world. Right. That's the difference between owning and being owned. Scripture speak about how the servant is the borrower is the borrower is subject to the limit. You see, and we're always borrowing on the side. We never have the ability to lend, right? Because we don't own it. Some more on that.
That was it. That was it.
This is Ecclesiastes 29 and 21. It says the chief thing for life is water and bread and clothing and a house to cover shame.
So it said housing. Read that over.
It says the chief thing for life is water.
Which chief is the main thing. The main things in life is water. You got you some water, which a lot of people don't have water. It's billions of people that's going without water, drinking damn near sewage water. And the water, and showing we really ain't living good because the water we drink is toxic. Yeah, we in America.
Oh, when the hurricane in Puerto Rico, they didn't have that water. They were drinking shit water.
And they had a video that showed that it was so much water that was supposed to be shipped there.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They did that on purpose.
And the movie Michael Fahrenheit just came out with last year. Michael Fahrenheit.
Oh, they're speaking about
Detroit. We speaking about Detroit the last year, but 9/11 is Michael.
Oh yeah.
Is it Michael?
Yeah, it's called
he did Fahrenheit. Yes, Michael Moore.
The white man is the devil. He had the ability to ship all that water. You know? Yep. Like shit. We could give it to him, but we ain't gonna give it to him.
We gonna hold this shit out.
Yeah, like fucking like Dr. Evil. But we ain't giving it to him. Devil, man.
Drinking in front of them.
Yeah, they somebody touching their backs. They ain't got any hands support. And Puerto Rico's supposed to be what a resident of the United States. An extension of the United States. But guess what? Puerto Ricans are Ephraimites, which come out of the tribes of Israel, and Esau is looking to take care of your ass.
Right.
He's the enemy. Keep on that.
Right. So it says the chief things for life is water and bread.
Water and bread, substance, and clothing.
And a house to cover shame.
And a house to cover shame.
It says
when you got those, you good, man. You know, people back in the day, like even Dylan back in the day, if you rate the levels of depression today to back then, it's way higher. And you can go to people's households, you might have an individual house big as this brother. And he's more depressed than individuals living in huts in the Amazon or South America. So whose lives really is better? You got an overhead that, you know, damn near a tumor on your head worth of stress. You know, always stressing, your woman always getting on your nerves, and a lot of times, like you watched that on this movie or the show Ozark, how the wife would be cheating on him, and he knew it. You know, you have Edomites, they women be cheating on them, and they know it. Kids be, Dad, you don't stick, you know, and he just go to your room. Whatever, you know. Go take him some pills and go to sleep and wake up and do it all over again. Go to and, you know, they might be multi-millionaires. Their lives just ain't worth a goddamn thing, man.
Bob Marley said that in the interview. He said the interview was basically like, he said, yeah, you know, I bet you happy you got a lot of possessions. You know, you're rich. Bob Marley was like, oh, he was like, possessions make you rich? He was like, no, that's not the rich that I want. I want richness of life. He was like, richness of life makes you rich. Just like we're going into the cheap things, man. The cheap. A lot of these homeless people, not except the ones that are bugged out or addicted. A lot of them be happy. Because they content. I don't have nothing. I ain't got nothing to lose.
Hell, you got a lot of individuals that commit suicide, you know, before a lot of homeless people. You don't hear about, well, they don't really care too much about homeless, so I would say you don't really hear about a lot of them committing suicide, but you hear about a lot of doctors committing suicide. And that one thing, speaking of, here it is, doctors make hundreds of thousands of dollars a year, but their lives aren't worth anything to the point where they have to offer themselves. Bankers. Jumping out of big houses. Yeah, they could just went to Peru. You go to Peru and drink and party your depression away. But when it gets you to the point where you just not even want to move you into the face depression. All these things that's constantly holding you down in society.
Juice WRLD.
Yeah, Juice WRLD. And it's like, why you gotta take all them drugs? Jake don't even be taking just a little bit of drugs nowadays. They don't even want to feel good. They just want to escape reality.
It says, better is the life of a poor man in a mean cottage than delicate fare in another man's house. It says, better is the life of a poor man in a mean cottage than delicate fare in another man's house.
That's right.
It's better for the average little house.
Little 3-bedroom.
Yeah, we ain't gonna say it like it's better to be in the hood.
Right, no. I mean, we're in another man's house.
Yeah. It's just best to be an average Joe. That's it. Exactly. That's it. Be an average Joe. You got you an average chick job, you an average car. Be cool with that.
You don't need a poverty nor riches.
You need neither poverty nor riches.
That's right.
You don't need that Instagram chick you always looking at, bro. She a fucking headache. As much as you looking at her, you like, bro, it takes another man looking at her the same way. And she got 7-8 niggas like you on her. Yeah, bitch. Like Pastor Hart said years ago, she got a cell phone nigga, she got a nigga to pay for the bills, rent, she got to eat, she got a car note nigga. It's the box. She giving this nigga the box Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, you know, this nigga, you know. And I think Jay-Z had a song back in the day, and you in the room talking about who pussy this is. It's everybody, man. It ain't yours. She said it's yours telling you nothing but lies, man. This world is a big facade, man. That's the point when we driving home. It's a facade. You know, it's true. Big Jewish show.
It says, little or much, hold thee contented, that hear not the reproach of thy house.
So just be content, man. Just be cool where you at. Now, of course, in reality, the nature of man is always to level up. You're not just gonna be like, I'm cool right here, you know. Now, of course, you step up the ladder. You know, you want to always build yourself up, and you gonna always max out. If you're working out at the gym, you know, you ain't gonna be cool just throwing a little 20s, doing the same. Because what happens when you work out and do the same workout regime in the gym,
plateau. Right. Your muscles don't grow. You see, so it's cool to grow, but it's about growing little by little. Jake want to go from 0 to 100. You know, you can't handle it. What happens is your basically your brain. What's the word I want to use? It basically goes in shock. That's why these individuals that hit the lottery, you know, you might be broke as hell, $7 in your bank account, you hit the lottery for 10 years. Yep. Because you never had that money. You don't know how to use that money.
Right. Yep.
Yes, it's a tool. Money's a skill.
Yeah. Kirk Franklin, he made a heavy point, even though, you know, Kirk Franklin, but he made a heavy point. He said if the Lord basically gave him everything he wanted, he'd kill himself. But that's true. If the Lord just gave you everything you want, then eventually you'll just destroy yourself. Because it's like, you know, hey, what the scriptures say, the heart is desperately wicked.
Oh yeah,
you know it.
Yeah, so it's like a little bit on that point. That's why we need a new body. You can't enjoy the riches in this.
No, because if we all have money, we be big niggas.
Right. Yeah.
Esau got it.
Yeah, Esau got the world.
So no matter what, he going out God.
That's why the most I don't know allow niggas to get reparations too. Right. That's why. What they fulfill that? Reparations. What's the main nigga name? That's what happened to Jake and Woody, man. They just corrupt and do foolish things with it. That's why the Most High, our currency is wisdom. That's what we exchange. That's our bartering. That's how we build. You know, we don't need Esau's Federal Reserve. We don't need the Benjamin Franklin and the Charles Wyatt to build up. We don't need a damn dime, man. We just need the brotherhood. That's right. Assimilation. You know? That's right. And then we'll get the scripture.
This is James chapter 4, verse. I'm starting with 8. Draw nigh to Yahweh, and he will draw nigh to you. Cleanse your hearts, ye sinners, and purify your hearts, ye blindness.
Yeah, so it's all about drawing nigh to the Most High, the spirit of attraction. And through the attraction of the Lord, like it said, like I read earlier, by humility of the Lord, honor riches and a long life. So the byproduct of that is spiritual riches. You see?
Be afflicted and mourn and weep. Let your laughter turn to mourning and your joy to heaven.
Yeah, and always keep your head on the reality, because a lot of these things, they start to get money, and reality becomes obsolete. Because you know what happens when you're on an aerial, I'll say an elevated point of view, you stop remembering what's going on at the bottom. Jay-Z don't know what's really going on at the bottom. You know, a lot of these different Jakes. Now you do have a few of them that still, you know the tone of the people at the bottom. You know, and they'll keep, you know, they'll voice their griefs from people in their boroughs, the people in their cities, and things like that, and their families. But for the most part, most niggas that get rich, they be like, fuck these people at the bottom. I made $100 million. Yep. I made $50 million. I'm good. I don't feel the effects of the people that's poor. I don't feel the effects of the people that's homeless. I'm living in this nice ass crib, but I don't know how it feels to be in the hoods of New Orleans or Mississippi or Florida, you know? You got that?
This is Proverbs.
And I just want to say that because you tend to forget always amongst your
This is Proverbs 22, verse 4. By humility and the fear of the Lord, Yahweh are riches and honor and life.
Yep. So through the fear of the Lord is riches, honor, and life. So stay in the fear of the Lord, and the Lord will give you these things. And the Lord ain't gonna drop off, you know, a fat bag on your front porch. The riches, the scriptures speak about how we have this wisdom in the earthly vessel. These treasures in the earthly vessel. The treasure represents the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding of Yahweh Shema Shah. All right. So with that, we're gonna end it by giving all praise, honor, and glory to
Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakah Kodash.
the fathers of the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Shalom.
Shalom. Shalom.